Hello. Greetings and welcome to you, bravest citizens of our new world. I'm Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terrawat. Yeah, there we are. Greetings. And tonight, this is our first episode of our community game here on our channel. Hello. We've got lots of cool things planned for you guys. It's going to be a good time. I'm hoping you guys will enjoy it. Fingers crossed. I'm very nervous. It's going to take a lot of finagle from my end, but I got my books out and guns out, buns out. It's going to be a good time. So yes, let us hop on in and meet our intrepid adventurers in our game of D&D. There we are. Now if I push this button, okay, and then there. Okay, cool. Cool. And I'm gonna hop over into the Discord. There we go. And then everybody gets in. Everybody.
Oh.
Hello.
Ah, okay. There's sound.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Ahoy.
Hello.
Party time!
Somebody did not press X to skip the countdown.
Nope, that is correct. You are correct, sir.
I want a name.
Yeah, sure.
Time for talking is over.
Did make a
Time
noise.
to push buttons. Okay.
Stop pushing people's buttons. It's rude.
No.
Right now, what makes me sad is I don't have the fireball spell. Because when the doc said it's time to push buttons, I would have
Just cast that right then and there.
Goddamn
Please
right.
no.
I'm just adjusting everyone's volume in Discord because for some reason it decided to make everyone insanely loud.
Oof.
Oh god.
Oh, really?
Yep, so I'm just adjusting everybody here. Except for Esteban, he's always super quiet. And Emby's coming in at a good level. Alright, mic test, everybody. How's everyone doing?
It's good.
Y'all mind if I scream?
Well, I mean,
my
at this
God.
volume, yeah, you're good.
you screwed me. You made me laugh and messed up what I was going to say.
Ahoy, hoy. Man, at my normal volume.
And Keldaka, good. You're all coming in solid. Yeah, I might actually have to turn Esteban up a bit because he is a very soft-spoken gentleman.
No.
No.
I can be very loud spoken, but generally, I'm very angry when I get loud spoken.
Generally,
You were very
not.
chill.
Just so
And
that, you know, people don't
Turning
die.
Quad's volume up because I can barely hear him.
Who?
I have been told that I'm frankly terrifying when I get angry.
I know.
Oh, very
You?
quiet.
No way.
Dude, you fill a room, like, you're very tall, and so I can very much imagine you being very terrifying to be, like, looking down at someone being like, I am going to end you, small person.
All right. So,
Oh god, I'm only 5'6" in a room. If this was like us actually in a room, I'd feel so short.
I'm
Yeah,
only
it's okay.
5'7", you're good.
hooray, I'm average. All right, so, for the people who are in the chat, let me know if this works, if you guys enjoy the sound, if it all works out. Yes. All right, that's right. It's Bestabane. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, when we last left our intrepid adventurers from our A-team, they had gone to the southeastern corner of the Monstrous Wastes, which would be around this area here. And if I click, yeah, there it goes.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, if I click and I
Ping.
hold it, it makes a thing and pings.
Ping.
Cool. Now, shortly after
Ping.
their departure, it came to the attention of the people within the kingdom of Autometh that it might be perhaps within their best interest to send more than one team. I mean, the first team that they sent was certainly to handle larger jobs, but there are other important things that need to be done on the surface world that can't be handled by just the goblins and what have you. They need other people, right? They need a B team. So word starts to circulate that perhaps the king is putting together a second team. And the word finds each of you guys, and we're just going to go down the list of all of you wonderful people who live in these wonderful areas. First of all, Esteban.
Good evening. I am Talrand. I am a skeleton.
I searched for a very long time to find teeth clacky sounds, and wildly enough, I couldn't find any. None that weren't like a toy, like wind-up teeth sounds. But yes, to give people a brief description of certain characters, let me just see if I can find some of you guys. I made icons for most of you, but here we go. Talrand is a skeleton, yes?
Yes. He's a woodland ranger to an extent. Tattered cloak. Give me a second. I have a picture I can drop to you.
Oh, sweet. I have your icon. I can bring that up. I can just.
This is a full body picture.
Bah. Oh, you got a full body picture. Ooh.
You will be seeing half of the picture. Hopefully, we'll get the rest of it in at some point.
The other half is paid DLC.
God damn it. Son of a bitch.
Blizzard strikes again!
The other half is paid DLC. Oh my god. But yeah, I've got the icon. Did you want to send me the larger picture that you have on Discord?
Yep, sending it.
Cool. And then I can pull that up for the folks at home.
Do 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 do.
Oh damn! Oh damn!
Oh, damn.
Oh damn!
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
Oh damn! There we go, ladies and gents. Here, let me just switch this one particular thing off. I just have to find it. Which one is it? There it is. Dink. There he is. And there is this wonderful character. This gentleman. Our hunter.
Wait for
Oh,
that
there
delay.
it is.
There it
I
is.
think it's from
Oh!
Doc
So,
set it up on
so
screen.
that is
Ooh.
Talrand. Now,
That
some
looks
of you,
badass.
Some of you may have heard of Talrand, as when he was brought in, it was quite some time ago, and resurrected, he just kind of moved into the woods and has been living there ever since. Locals refer to him largely as Chompy, because he doesn't talk a lot. He mostly just clacks with his teeth. And
It was like a good 2
sometimes
years
some of the
before.
very small sort of villages that are fit in and around the woods, if they're struggling to find food, sometimes they'll wake up in the morning and he's sort of left a catch for them, sort of dressed and left there neat for them to eat. Or if people wandering through the woods get injured, he'll usually, if indeed he comes across you, he'll feed you a good berry or something to that effect. So yes.
Don't show the Doc.
Oh,
What?
hey, Doc. Tom Berry's asking if you can raise Esteban's volume slightly, because people are still not having an easy time hearing him.
Oh,
I'm-
Esteban?
I'm
Oh,
still
yeah.
do quiet.
Here, I've got
I got
Esteban
him on.
actually all the way to 200%. He's just
Yeah,
quiet.
he's just
guy.
quiet.
That's okay. We'll try to pick him up.
Here,
a
I
little
can
bit.
try to eat my mic more.
Oh, that's good. Great, good. It's good. God, it's so good. All right. So, yeah. And when new folks get brought into the city through the portal that's under the arena, mostly he is just there in the bleachers, having himself a little look, gandering
have
at
one-
folks.
I have one question.
Yes.
Is Talrand related to Benjamin Hyde?
I don't know. You can ask him. Who's to say? All right. So that is our good Chompy. So Chompy, Talrand, Esteban, you when you are in the woods, hanging around the arena as a few more of these like extremely pale goblins are being brought in. Nobody else though that you're looking for, and as people are being brought in, you're just kind of hanging out, and you hear some chit-chat between some of the locals in the stands that there is sort of sign-ups at the local tavern called Gray's. And if we want to sign up for something, then they'll be having sort of tryouts held by the king in the arena at some point soon. So if you head there, sign up, then they'll be putting together effectively this next team for the surface.
Next scene in the bar.
So he leaves for the bar immediately?
Pretty much.
Okay, sweet. Then we will cut to Raynor.
Doc, I sent you the other half of the photo. And
Oh,
you know
I
why
did
it's
see.
relevant.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna show, but I did see, and it's awesome. So did Cutie do that?
Yep.
Fuck, God, that's awesome. Okay. Anyway, all right. So, anywho, this is now Raynor's lovely character, who has come up here, and that is Drakir. Yes.
Drakiar.
Drakiar. So Drakiar of the clan Umbraxis is a sort of a black draconian with red highlights. Yes?
Indeed. I am a dragonborn sorcerer. Matt, as well as a scholar. Ah, crap, I lost. Sorry, I lost
okay.
my train of thought where I was going with that.
You are a
Okay,
scholar
just
and a
great.
gentleman.
Where is he?
Yep, come to you.
Drakiar, there he is. So there's the picture that we have for the folks at home who want to see that. There is the art that was sent in by Cutie, which was awesome. And ooh, you should, Lemony Fresh Boy. Ooh, you should. Yes, so, in your sort of apartment flat that you have within the Black City, with your mother and father, word comes along as you're sitting about, going through your books and keeping to your studies and whatnot. Your dad sits in a large armchair in the corner, sort of reading a book. He's got... It's very like, sweater vest, glasses, and a pipes kind of situation, like, though not exactly. So kind of like the fantasy version of that as he sits. And then your mother, as she's walking around and sort of tending to small things around the apartment, goes, I heard word that they're putting together another group of people to go to the surface.
You don't say.
Now, I don't want you, and she narrows her eyes at you, I don't want you getting any funny ideas about going down there and signing up and getting into trouble. It's extremely dangerous on the surface, I would know. And your dad goes, dear, if he wants to go down to the tavern, just let him. He turns a page in his book. They huff at each other a little bit.
What good is my magic if I'm unable to test it in a live scenario?
Well, testing it's one thing, dear, but certainly, I mean, you're not going to be able to learn how to use it to any great capacity if you end up dead. And there's more than enough places to test and use your magic here within the kingdom.
God damn it, Lemon!
What was that? Drakir's Family, a sitcom. So far. And your dad, turning another page in his book, goes, I don't know, I think a little surface time, some fresh air, a little experience would do him some good. And your mother just, and he goes, honey, he's gonna be up there with a bunch of other crazy wackaloos. He'll be fine.
Besides, don't I even have to pass the test in the first place? What's the
Dad
harm in
looks
just
over his
simply trying
spectacles
out?
at your mother and goes, "It's a good point." If he goes down and he takes the test and he fails, then he's not going to cut it on the surface, and then he'll come home and continue his studies here. If he goes down and he takes the test and he passes, then clearly we underestimate our son, dear, and he absolutely should be allowed to test his strength further on the surface, don't you think? And she smiles at him a little bit and turns her nose up and goes, maybe. And She narrows her eyes down at you again and goes, "You're not leaving without a lunch."
Well,
So
I
where
would
does
ne-
the canned
I
laughter
would
come
never.
All right, so before you head out, she packs you up about a day's worth of dried meats and fruit.
All right. I go ahead and give my mother a kiss on the cheek.
She looks worried, but smiles and is happy that you're getting out and you're making friends and doing things.
I also give my 2 younger siblings who have not been mentioned yet.
Yeah, yes.
It's like a ruffle of the horns would be, I guess, equivalent of hair for.
Yeah, you just like
Dragon
boop their
Ball?
snoots. Give them each a little snoot boop.
You have thusly been
Get, I give my father a man hug, and then I
Yeah.
head on out.
Yeah, he like clasps you by the shoulders as you like pat each other on the back in a very masculine fashion, and he like gives you a nod, and then scoots you along your way.
From there, I head on over to the Gray's Tavern.
All right, and then we turn to Kaldaka's character, Snick. Snick the Kobold. Now let me see if I can pull up your icon. There he is. Ding. So Snick the Kobold is, as you would imagine, just your standard kobold who has taken the time to work his way up to more or less be working within the palace, doing menial tasks, taking letters and objects to and from certain of the greater undead who work there and do different things. But at nighttime, he lays his head to rest in the small castle where the other kobolds and lizard folk and a certain black draconian have been living just outside the walls. Now, as you're sort of been told to shoo and go away and sweep up a certain area and a corner, some such, you're doing a very good job of keeping that particular area of the hallway clean. As people walk by, you're very attentive to certainly like dive on some dust and scoop it up and then throw it in the little bin that you've got. And as a couple of the greater undead, as they're walking by, sort of conversing with each other, don't necessarily take notice of you, and do talk back and forth about these sign-ups and tryouts that are going on down at Gray's, and how it's just a silly bunch of business that really it's not something that they should be concerning themselves with or getting involved in, and it's not a good thing. That they're much happier staying in the palace and staying safe, and really that this is a very good way for some of the more energetic members of the kingdom to make use of that additional energy. I mean, goodness, there was that orcish uprising almost that happened a short while ago. So that's a thing that everyone gets really excited about, and they make their way then down the hallway.
King needs help. Snack can help the king. This Snack, yeah, this is Snack's chance. And yes. And Snack would basically just like immediately leave what he's doing and go pack up and get ready to go to the tavern.
Just like, yes! Dunks his dustbin in the garbage can. It's like, fuck yeah! Runs down the hallway.
Yeah, that's my chance, damn it.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud. Awesome. Okay. Here, let me just adjust something here. Here we go. Alright. So, then we make our way to Quag.
Ooh, that just got
Oh,
really
I see
echoey.
what you're doing.
Oof.
The Black King speaks.
Yeah, no, it's gonna sound a little bit weird for you guys. Does it sound a bit weird? Does it sound a bit tinny? Oh yeah, no, there it is. There we go. How's about that?
It actually sounds different over Discord than it does over the
Yeah,
Twitch.
well, because
Yeah,
I'm
a
trying
little.
to eliminate a certain bug that I've been dealing with on this end here, with regards to certain things. So hopefully this works. I didn't hear Snake was tiny, and I love him way more now. Yeah.
Now the
Yeah, no, it was
opposite
just
tiny.
a small echo there, Lemony. Sorry. It's when I'm using this, the system tries to pick it up twice. So it's very like I get a small echo if I'm just allowing the system to play you guys the stuff directly, whereas if I use the mic's feedback, then I can hear myself without it being an echo and I can talk a lot more clearly. But then I can't use like the voice mods. Once I turn the voice mods on, then I need to like adjust a bunch of things simultaneously. So here's hoping. I might make an adjustment to one of our command options later on. Later on, though. Snick versus Troll Baby. Want it to happen. You guys in the chat are fantastic.
Fight of the ages.
Yeah, fucking fight of the ages, man.
That makes me wonder. Now that we actually have Kaldaka here, will he also be voicing his troll?
You know what? I'm gonna say probably not. I'm gonna keep keep doing the NPCs. Don't you worry. But yeah, so
Each one of them
Quad.
goes out with.
You are playing a Warforged.
Yes.
Now, we don't have any amazing Cutie Kitsune approved art as of yet, but Warforged look a little something thus, which are fantastically just like robots in and of itself. Like in a sense, there's almost a clockwork mixture of clockwork and magic to animate these sort of man-sized hulks of metal and stone, and thusly. We have ourselves a quad. So
Basically,
Quad, whereabouts are you in the kingdom right now?
I would say at this time, Alloy is somewhere in the markets right now. He's probably between work. He's just kind of keeping an eye out for any other work that might pop up. I just bit my tongue. God dang.
doing
Checking the
terrific.
local.
Our Warforged, everybody.
Yeah. So as you're kind of like just hanging out in the market area here, let's just boop. There we go. There we go. You know, a little bit of market sounds. So you're hanging around in the market, and as you're sort of like perusing the different things, there's certainly a lot of food, which is almost discouraging for a person who doesn't eat. And you notice amongst a lot of the people, same conversation seems to come up as a lot of the city is very, very hustle and bustle about what's been going on. That there are these tryouts that are being signed up for down at Gray's for people that want to return to the surface as a party to perform specific functions for the king. As you are listening to these people, you feel a tug on your arm.
Alloy will turn around to see who is tugging on his arm.
It's Fibge, the goblin. Or sorry, no, it's Goober. He asks if you would like to buy a block of his granola.
That running gag lives.
Yeah.
That's some really fine armor you've got there, pal. Must make you real hungry wearing it all the time. Would you like some of this granola? Only got a few bugs in it.
I do not get hungry. I thank you for the offer, but unfortunately, I am not part of the eating demographic.
Demographic? That's a big word. Okay. Well, if you need any, you come talk to me in my shop.
And he points across the street, and you see a little shop that is just full of garbage, right up to the windows. And there's a sort of messy sign that's above the windows and the door that says "Goober and Gobble's Emporium of Junk."
Quaint. Tell me, are you aware of these rumors going around about these tryouts?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
know where they might be?
No, down at Grace Tavern. They got papers and stuff that you can sign up for. I can't read, though, so I'm gonna keep running my shop. Sounds like stuff for biggest friend, though.
Yes,
Wait.
indeed. Where
Wait.
might... Which direction is this tavern?
He gives you like short directions. It's not far from where you are. It's like maybe a block and a half. Just like, you know, up one street and down 2 streets. And it should be just over there in a small district.
Alloy nods to this, and he hands him a silver piece for his kindness.
He
And
eats
may
it
start-
immediately. He goes, "Thanks, friend. Okay, bye." And he tup runs off into his little shop.
Like, obviously being mechanical, you can't see much expression in Alloy's face, but you can almost see his eyebrows just kind of furrow in a little bit of confusion
Yeah.
as he just kind of does a slight shake of his head and begins to make his way.
All right.
That brief moment of, the hell just happened?
So yeah, you make your
Darn
way.
flesh bags.
You make your way heartily along through the market area down toward Gray's, and that takes us to Palanthir.
Oh God, it's my turn.
Yep. You're up, Chief. Palanthir is playing an air genasi named Caleb. So where do you find yourself in the city at this time?
I would say just. I would say I'm in the market as well, just roaming the streets.
Okay. So yeah, you find yourself in the market area. You're walking around, and you hear a lot of the same gossip. That there's a lot of this hustle and bustle going on down at Gray's. Gray's is a place that you know. Though because you are half human, a lot of, like as we said, a lot of the denizens that are here don't treat you with open hostility, but they are just a tad suspicious of you. So they do avoid you a little bit. And for the folks that are curious, we have an icon here of this gentleman. He is an air genasi. Looks about thus. So what do you get up to?
Well, it's more or less a case of I woke up in my shack in the wooded area, find the dead deer outside my door,
Thank
and
you,
it's
Chompy.
just, yeah, it's just thinking to myself,
So pale,
I
he
gotta.
was blue.
Hmm?
He looked so pale, he was blue.
Yeah,
Well, he's
you
an
don't
air
eat enough.
genasi.
You're pale.
He's supposed to be pale. All right, so, just have a little bit of deer. Figured, okay, gotta stretch my legs, gotta find something to do. Try to resist the urge to burgle the area that I'm in. Just the Black King has invited me in. It's best that I
It would be shitty for you to steal from the people that took you in. Yes.
exactly, yeah. So it's just okay.
You
just
how the fuck do you draw granola? Sorry.
God.
Sorry.
Oh, God.
You have yourself some deer and you head into the town. And like I said, again, as you're heading into the market area, it's the same kind of like sort of suspicious looks from people here and there, but by and large, folks are fine. Like they talk to you if you have any need for business. You still hear people, yelling for, fresh fish, come get. Do you need eggs? We have all these eggs. And a gentleman walks up to them and goes, give me an egg. I require an egg.
I'm afraid I do not have an egg for you.
No, that's a gentleman talking to the egg salesman.
Oh, okay.
There is, though, a small pack of goblins that walk past you as you're standing about in the street, talking amongst themselves. Now, these goblins do strike you a bit as strange, because they are much smaller than the goblins that you're normally used to seeing. They're a bit shorter, and their skin is like a gray. They're much thinner. Their ears are a lot smaller as well. And their noses, they almost don't have noses at all, as it's just kind of like almost just two little holes in their face. And they kind of scurry along in a little pack throughout the streets. They are a recent addition to the city, but you do see them scurrying along. As they talk amongst each other, they're just like,
We just came in from the surface. People talking about going back up. People crazy. Crazy.
and they like scurry along.
Alright, I guess I'll flag one of them down. Excuse me. You said that there's talk of people going back up?
Yeah. Down there. At Tavern. Place where trolls make food. Weirdly good food.
And they all like nod at each other. Yeah, strange. Because they've clearly never seen a troll cook before. And then he goes,
people sign papers, draw things on papers, go back to surface.
And a lot of them shake their heads.
Crazy. Good in cave.
Alright, I figure I'll go check him out. Just give him a quick nod as a survey, thank you for your time, and just head off to the tavern.
They nod back to you, and then they run off.
So,
all right. And now we come to Clark Enosaurus.
Hello.
We come to your lovely character in the Goblin Complex.
Oh,
and we got ourselves... Oh, Chemical Edition just followed us. Hello, welcome. So we have this one character that has now joined us, a goblin named Piff.
Yeah.
So you find yourself in the Goblin Quarter.
Yes.
And you're surrounded by a lot of the people that you know. This is a place that you were born in and grew up in. And a lot of the goblins that are here have, like, varying tones of green to their skin. As you can see in the picture, they have larger ears. Some of them, especially the males, have very large noses. Some of which believe is a point of pride. And as they're all sort of, like, gathered in the little square inside the goblin apartment complex area, many of them are kind of hopping around or playing different games. You see one or two games of Mishmash going on, which is a made-up goblin board game that is just like 5 or 6 board games mushed together, like chess and checkers and jacks and a bunch of stuff, just sort of put in a group.
At fudging the rules on.
What's that?
You're good at fudging the rules on.
Yeah, and they do sort of make up the rules a little bit as they go along. And the rules do change constantly, and it's just an absolutely ridiculous game. But you do find yourself in that area, and as you're about, you are approached by one of your good friends, a goblin that you've known for a very long time, a goblin who often goes to the surface in search for other refugees, a fun little gobbo friend named Fibge.
Fibge, the bringer of kazoos.
That's right. Fibge, often when he comes back from the surface, either brings refugees or garbage or both. And as you've requested, if he brings you any objects like kazoos or things like that, then
was the garbage.
he will give them to you. People or garbage or both. So yeah. Fibge finds you and waves you down.
Hello.
Hey, Piffles. Hello.
Hello.
How was your day?
Not bad. I was just gonna head over to Goober's junk shop and see if he has any more of these neat little handy thumb piano thingies that I found last week.
Oh, I brought something. Biggest friend gave it to me the other day and said it was a music thing. You like music things, yes?
Yes, I love music things.
Oh, good.
And he's got like a sack next to him that's sort of half open, and he kicks it. And it makes like sort of a bagpipe noise. And a small sort of like pitiful of fire comes out the side of it. And he goes,
I don't know what it is. It's like a bag with pipes in it, You use it to make music and kill people, I think. Do you want it?
I love music and killing people, sure.
Did we suddenly just get into Mad Max territory? What?
A little bit.
So adorable.
So for the people that were watching our main campaign will know that there was a halfling that came out called the Bad Piper, and he was carrying a set of bagpipes that shot fire out of them, and used them to attack the A-team, and nearly killed a couple of people with his absolutely ridiculous bullshit. About halfway through that fight, his bagpipes were stabbed, and then he was immediately crushed by Martis the Minotaur. What then followed...
Highlight of the previous campaign.
Yes. Oh, and welcome. Welcome, you new Hinsky, the new folks. Greetings. I don't know if I still have a picture of the Bad Piper. I'm gonna see if I can find... Oh, yep, there he is. Here we go. Bam. So there's the picture. So this guy came out and caused a fucking disaster for everybody. And they did manage to bring him down, but the bagpipes were heavily damaged, obviously, because he was both... The bagpipes got stabbed and then got fucking caved in by the guy who was by, you know, the Martis the Minotaur. So then, when Martis came back, he actually gave those bagpipes to Fibs to see if anybody would have any use for them or if he could find anyone to fix them. So, and here we are, as he appears to be handing them over to you.
Yay!
Well, so, I don't know if you can play them. They're full of holes and some of the things are busted, and every time I try to open this bag, it lights on fire, so, you can have it. Just keep it away from flammable things, and...
That's alright, I already burned half my hair off last week.
I can see that. It looks good.
Unintentional fashion.
Also, there's a bunch of stuff going on at Gray's. I was wondering if you wanted to go check that out.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
And he, like, sort of takes 2 cautious steps away from the bag and then, like, gestures that you can pick it up now.
I'm gonna nonchalantly swing it over my shoulder.
Oh boy, give me a dex save.
First roll of the campaign!
The Black King.
Oh my god, okay, sweet. So, natural 20. Also, welcome JC Wings. Hello.
Let this be an omen for what's to come.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
So you swing this bag over your shoulder, and it like makes like a toot and a hoot, and like some fire kind of goes whoosh out the top of the bag, but seems
Can
fine.
they hear someone behind them shout, "Ah, my leg!"
Yes, my leg! Like in the distance. Yeah, Qua, there goes all our good luck. All on that roll. We're all dead now, you understand. Yeah, so it seems fine. You can add to your inventory a broken pair of bad pipes.
Bad pipes.
Yes.
Yes. Sweet.
So you now have a pair of bad pipes in your inventory, and though they are busted, brackets, and yeah, you guys hobble off towards Gray's Tavern. Let me just make an adjustment there. So, when each of you sort of arrive one at a time at Gray's Tavern, you find yourselves more or less sort of welcomed in, and there is kind of a lot of hustle and bustle going on here. Let's see if I can find... There it is. Ding. There we go. So, there's a lot of folks inside. It's very crowded. There is just a whole bunch of folks sort of like in and around each other all at once, bustling and whatnot. And obviously some light music being played. There we go. And yeah, so as you come in, you're greeted with the same usual thing, except there's a lot more folks in here. There's like a lot of orcs. There's like maybe about 5 or 6 orcs sort of like standing off in one corner. One of them clearly larger and more burly than the others. Not from the same tribe that was causing the uprising, but you kind of get the same feeling from the larger of the bunch that he appears to be sort of the alpha of that particular group. In another sort of area, just sort of off in one corner, there is a table with 4 Tortolans sitting next to it, which are the large turtle people. They are very slowly having a drink. Think of the sloth from Zootopia. It's very, like, one of the, Willow, the larger troll woman who runs as a barmaid here, kind of walks over to the table and goes, "What'll you have?" And one of them slowly turns his head up and goes, "Oh, I will have an ale." And she goes, "Okay," and then walks off. And he just goes, "Ah," and sort of nods and smiles, and they all are sort of like hushed speaking between each other. And there's kind of a mishmash of different people in here. You see like some goblins in one area. There's obviously the orcs in the corner, the Tortolans, a couple of kobolds off to one side. And yeah, you all semi-arrive at the area at the same time. Now, one of the tables in the center of the room has been cleared off, and sitting at the table with a large set of papers in front of him is everybody's favorite skeleton, Benjamin Hyde. One of the king's primary envoys. Here we go. So, this is a very fancily dressed skeleton, and he has sort of a monocle somehow affixed to his face and a top hat, and he sits at the table, and as each of you come in, he goes, "Ah, yes, quick, come, and he beckons you to come over."
Talrand would approach rapidly.
Just like tap, like walk up. He goes,
Pretty
"Yes,
much.
good. Good. So," and he sort of gestures to the 6 of you as you're standing there. And he goes, "Right, so are you all interested in signing up for these tryouts?"
To hunt on the surface.
"Good, yes." He pushes a piece of paper over to you with an ink and a quill. He goes,
We're
"Right,
all there,
so,
right?"
If each of you would like to sign yourselves up on this sheet here," and he sort of passes the sheet around to each of you.
Snickle, King Needle, Snickle.
Benjamin Hyde is more Bone Uncle than Bone Daddy.
Yeah, he's like the fun bone uncle.
Who somehow has a
Doesn't
mustache.
sound wrong at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, fun uncle has different connotation these days, so I can't really use that anymore.
I was imagining Alloy just steps over, and he's like 6'8" and like
Yeah.
just massive as he just reaches down, just tries very gently to pick up this tiny quill and signs his name.
Like, Benjamin just like, as you like tomp and step up to the table, he goes, "Oh," and stares up at you and just expectantly, like, you imagine smiling, just watches you do this, like, doesn't help you, just watches you, like, reach down very carefully, grab the quill, and just, like, without trying to annihilate the table, like, just write your name on the paper. And he goes, "Ah, good, yes, so you are Alloy, wonderful, yes, astute name, good," and he kind of gives you a small, like pat on the side, and it makes a clang. And he goes, he turns over to Esme and goes, "Right, so, Talrand, am I saying that right?" He clicks his teeth together and goes, "Okay, good, yes."
I hope you have a good dentist, Esteban.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't find the sounds myself. Everywhere I tried to find teeth clicky sounds was either just like the wind-up toy teeth clicking, or like something that was just profoundly gross.
I was just gonna try to record one myself.
I might do that. Probably over the weekend. I might do a whole bunch more sound work. Yes, and then he goes, right, so you are Talrand, good, yes. Alloy and Drakiar, am I saying that right?
Correct, good sir.
Excellent.
I head up, and when I sign, I have this absolute pristine penmanship.
It's like a big fancy signature.
Yep.
Oh, nice. So he's got a real John Hancock. Yeah. So then he's just like, oh yes, quite good, a scholar. And his monocle that he has sort of on his one eye sort of like tips up and down in a way that you would expect if he like flashed his eyebrows a little bit, but clearly not a thing that's happening.
Considering how few Dragonborn are within Autometh, wouldn't Benjamin Hyde actually know my parents personally?
He would, yes. It's Benjamin Hyde, very much a man about town.
Do you know who I am?
like has sort of his finger on the pulse of a lot of communities. Knows a lot of people that are definitely in the town, and as you are one of the very few Draconians that live here, he would definitely know you. So then, yes, actually, she's like, "This is very good, very good. Nice, got your scroll there, and you there, little one." He looks down to Sneck. He goes, "Are you signing up today?" Galacta, that's you.
Yes, sorry. Sorry, Sneck's not used to people don't talk to Sneck very often. But King...
Talrand pats Sneck's head.
King needs help, so, King... Sneck will definitely help the king, because, yes, Sneck wants to help the king, and, Sneck, sorry, people don't talk to Sneck very often.
That's quite all right. And he sort of like slides the paper over to you, and can Sneck like read and write? Can he?
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Okay.
He's fully literate. He's actually rather smart. He's weird.
All right, so Sneck definitely then you write your name down on the paper, and he goes, "Good. Oh yes, you work in the palace. I've seen you taking letters back and forth and stuff, don't you?"
Yes, Sneck does whatever people want Sneck to do.
Excellent. Well, hopefully you will be of use to your friends here. And let's have a look here. Yes. And you, sir. And he looks over to Caleb, playing through your character, and goes, "Are you signing up here?"
Yes, I am. If it'll help me regain a little bit of, repay the kindness that the Black King has shown me, and maybe get a little bit of respect in this town as well, and just write out, just sign the sheet.
Of course. Well, it is an unfortunate circumstance that you are part human, which can put a few people off, though, strange as it may be, they're a bit more comfortable with those of us, and he taps himself, who used to be human. So, some folks can be very strange, but prejudices, by and large, make little sense as it is. And he sort of like nods as you sign the paper, and he goes, "Right, Phibbs, you're not signing up." And he looks over at the goblin. He quickly shakes his head and goes, No, I'm not doing that. I'm good. I just a sneak, didn't get garbage and people, and yeah, no, I'm not doing the stab fights, not me.
Well, as soon as Phibbs says that, Talrand turns to him and says, "Have you seen vampires?"
I haven't seen any vampires, no. But, what are those?
He, like, looks a bit confused.
Vampires are a form of undead that still look human. They instantly burn to ash in the sun and drink the blood of the living.
You just described half the things here.
Well, not a lot of those people in town, but, I'll keep an eye out. So they look like people, but people that drink other people?
Yes. Yes.
Huh.
I hunt one. Please tell me if you find any.
Okay. You live in the woods, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, if I see one, I'll put a message out for you. I don't usually go to the woods, but that's okay.
I come into the arena. You can probably find me there.
Okay, that sounds nice. Yeah, I see you in the bleachers sometimes when I'm bringing in new people.
And actually, he looks over at your character, Palanthir, to Caleb, and he goes,
Oh, hey, it's you! You settling in okay? I brought you in with those trolls the other day.
You did. Thank you for that.
It's okay.
Settling in has been interesting.
Yeah.
Food has been a little bit hard to find, although I keep waking up and every now and then there's a dead deer by my doorstep.
Well, that's that
Not
guy.
gonna.
He points at Talron.
I just look at. That was you.
Chompy likes to feed people.
Well, thank you.
Chompy can't eat food on his own, so he likes to give food to other people, I guess. That's nice.
Significantly so, yes.
It is something to do.
Oh, good. Well,
And he looks over at Piffles.
you want a drink?
Yes.
Okay.
Also,
what do you drink? I'll get something with berries.
much every. Ooh, berries.
And he like tup like waddles over to the bar, and starts talking with the monstrous rock trolls that are running this tavern behind the counter. You see obviously the larger of the two, Kaldaka, is sort of sitting behind in sort of a kitchened area, sort of chopping at some meat and throwing some things on a grill and making a big pot of stew and occasionally shooing his baby out of one of the pots. And the mother of the child is also wandering around, sort of in and amongst, taking orders and whatnot, and helping out. So yeah, Phibbs walks up to the bar and starts ordering a drink. And at that time, Benjamin sort of like turns his attention from Phibbs over to you, and leans in and goes, "What about you, miss?
Oh, I'm definitely signing up.
Oh yes, would you like to go to the surface?
I would.
Go on dangerous missions, adventure, and intrepid treasury business, and all that.
And make lots of music and learn lots of stories and blow things up.
Well, there are certainly a great number of stories to come from the surface. That's certainly no shortage of that." He pushes a piece of paper over towards you.
Sweet. I'm gonna sign my name and draw like a little goblin face next to it, and then I'm gonna turn it over on the back and start doodling little things about my adventures.
No, that's. And he like sort of tugs the sheet of paper away from you and then hands you a blank sheet of paper and goes, "There you go.
But
There.
I have to show them what I can do.
Oh yes, and just not on the back of the form." He like sort of like taps his papers together.
It's a sign-up sheet, not an application.
It's a resume.
What?
Oh yes, your resume will be how you perform in the next day in a bit. So
Drakiar's just kind of staring at the set of bagpipes over her shoulder.
I'm gonna set them gently on the floor next to me.
they make like a noise as you set them down. Something's leaking out of the bag.
Yeah, seeing that, Caleb's just going to slowly go for the rapier.
Some kind of accelerant, you're not sure, that's leaking out of the floor. But it's more like moistening the bag than it is like making a puddle, so it's fine. So yes, now that the bunch of you have signed up, Benjamin then like taps the papers on the table and goes, "Right, yes, good. So that is 6. That would put the 6 of you as our last attendees and sign-ups in our final group of 5. So you are group number 5," and he writes down some stuff on a piece of paper and holds it out and goes, who do I give this to?"
I'll take it.
All right.
Alright, so yeah, then he hands it over to the Air Genasi, to Planther's character Caleb, and he goes, right, yes, good. So, that is yours, and please enjoy yourselves. We will be beginning tomorrow morning. Oh yes, do be at the arena in the morning. The other groups will also be present. Obviously, anybody that does not show up will be immediately disqualified, and I can't give you any information as to the tests and things that will be happening first, but those things will be going on. There will be lots of stuff, so make sure, for those of you who require rest, to get lots of rest this evening. And he sort of stands up and, like, taps his cane on the ground and goes, good, 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 and he shuffles his way out the door. So it seems, by virtue of the fact that you guys showed up relatively at the same time, he's grouped you all together.
This is gonna be fun.
Pleasure to speak with Benjamin Hyde.
Aloy just kind of pointed out, I was like, well, then I suppose that makes us a team for this trial.
Miss
I've never been in a team before.
Goblin, Miss.
Yes.
I think whatever's leaking out of your bag thing is trying to eat the floor.
Oh, that's okay. It's just my fire-breathing bag sound thing. It'll be fine.
Okay.
I almost lit somebody on fire earlier, but I think it's good now.
It's like,
Okay.
Calm down.
Can I make a check to try and identify what's leaking out of the bag?
Sure. I would say give me a perception. Do you have any bonuses to pyrotechnics?
No.
Are you a
Okay,
pyromaniac
so
in
just
any way,
give
shape,
me
or
a
form?
straight perception. If you open up your character sheet, you can. Oh yeah, there you go. You just click perception, and it'll roll it for you. You rolled an 8. Whatever it is, it smells. You're not sure what's leaking out of the bag, but it stanks.
Also, if anybody knows how to fix a fire-breathing bagpipe set, how?
Fibge returns as you're saying that with 2 mugs of, like, sort of a berry cider that still has a few blueberries sort of floating in it. And he goes,
Well, if you're looking to fix stuff, there's like, maybe some people in the market.
True.
I know stuff.
He's trying to be useful.
You'll have to help me out later with that then, Fibge.
Okay.
I want to get these in working order for the arena tomorrow, so I can show them how I blow shit up and do it good.
I would recommend finding an artificer, one who generally works with magical items.
But
there's
are
a
they
person that
magic or
works-
just flammable?
There's a guy that has a magic shop. His name is Shaman. He's a troll. And then there's these weapons people. It's 2 orcs, a brother and a sister, named Tooth and Claw, and they run a place that's just on the top side of the market. That's the word.
And I'll have to go there after and check it out. Yes. I'm gonna drink my cider and it's gonna be good, and I'm gonna kind of dance a little bit in my seat.
Yeah. Fibge pulls up a stool and sort of climbs up onto it, and then his feet make it all not even halfway to the ground, and he sort of kicks them around like a kid.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm dancing in my seat because I'm only 3'8".
Yeah, it's very small.
I'm just
Only.
Yeah. So yeah, the large table that was in the middle that was being used for the sign-ups and whatnot has been cleared out. So you guys may sit if you like.
Yes, let's sit as a team.
Yeah. Dracula goes ahead and sits down.
Caleb will as well.
Snack will say he's just kind of eyeing the bag and watching the small amounts of sizzle come off with the liquid.
It'll be fine.
Oh, it's not
fine,
sizzling into the
sleeping.
floor. It's just
It's
leaking
good.
something.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
sleeping. It's good.
He spends all his time cleaning.
The bag looks moist.
It's just a little gooey. It's still good. It's still
No,
good.
no. The bag looks juicy.
Yes, that's right. The bottom half of the bag looks a little juicy as it slowly sort of, there's like a tiny, very
Kerosene all
slow
over the
drip
place.
of something coming out the back. But yeah, it's not
Anyone
eating into the
want
floor,
a
it's just leaving.
smoke?
Would you
Do-
guys
do the
like a
stool-
cigar?
Do the stools look like they can support Alloy's weight? He's
Not
almost-
even fucking
he's
close.
A bit... Can these hold a 400-pound mechanical man?
Actually,
Outlook does not look favorable.
the stools around the table, not even fucking close. But in one of the corners, they have like other sort of seating options for some of the larger patrons that come in, because there are like trolls and ogres and stuff like that occasionally come into the establishment, sort of haphazardly through the door. But so there's like a rock that's there that's sort of like obviously for sitting, and a couple of like sort of just like sections of a tree trunk sort of cut out, like, what do you call those?
Stump?
Yeah, like stumps, effectively, just sort of like in up against one of the walls. And you're free, as you know, you're free to go and grab one if you want.
I think
Alloy's just gonna walk over, grab like one of the logs, walk back over, just place it down by the table, and we'll sit down.
All right, cool.
Oh, great. Thanks to Kara, now I got an image of a rock that's just perfectly shaped into a chair by sheer coincidence.
It's a rock with an ass print.
It's got a butt groove on it. You do see a large boulder with a butt groove on it. Over in the corner.
Or boulder.
Well used.
It's been well worn.
All right. After a little bit, Willow, the troll who helps to run, kind of comes around the table and goes,
Hey, everybody. Can I get anyone anything to eat?
billet.
I'm
That's the word
so-
I'm looking for. It was a billet.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. All right. Sorry. Continue.
I am fine when it comes to food myself, but I would appreciate a glass of water.
Do you have any potatoes? I like potatoes.
She like leans over to you and goes, "Sweetie, we got a lot of potatoes."
Okay.
And he goes,
Okay, water and potatoes. Anything else for anyone here?
Can they be baked? With that squishy stuff on them?
What do you mean, cheese?
Yes!
Yeah, I could do a baked potato with cheese.
Yes!
Yeah, and she looks around to the rest of the table.
Snack would like potato. Potato sounds
Alright.
good.
2 potatoes. Okay, good. What about you there, Blue? What do you want?
Just an ale, please.
Ale it is.
And she kind of eyes Alloy.
And goes, what about you, big fella? You want to take off your gear, stay a while? You want to eat something?
The gear is a part of me. I am unable to eat.
That sounds tragic, though I do hear a lot of warriors who say that their equipment is a part of them. So, I'll leave you to it. If you change your mind, let me know. Anybody else? Anyone else want to eat something?
Tower.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
You alright?
And then the building collapses.
Yeah. Sorry, Esteban, you're cutting out a lot. Are you doing okay?
I think it exploded.
Esteban, buddy? I see his icon lighting up, but I'm not hearing him.
Oh, I hope his mic didn't just die on him.
Hello?
Oh, there he is.
There he is. There he is.
Yes.
Apologies, I do not have a quality microphone.
That's okay.
No, Talron was shaking his head like, I'm not eating anything.
she like gives you like a little hand wave and goes, "Of course, darling, it's fine." And then makes her way off to the bar. She pours a large mug of water, another mug of that sort of berry ale, and then takes a pair of potatoes out and sort of holding them both in one hand, like jams her claws into them and like opens them up and jams like a bunch of cheese and then just drops them both almost like in the fire. And then comes back with the drinks, and then after a minute or two, comes back with 2 potatoes that have been quote-unquote baked with cheese in them.
Jeez.
Potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4.
Yeah, and she like kind of puts them on a wooden plate in the middle of the table and goes,
There you go. Okay. Let me know if you need anything.
and sort of
Oh,
sachets
we need
off
a
around.
fork? Are there forks? Do we need to ask for a fork?
There's like sort of like a cup in the middle of the table that has like a hodgepodge of iron utensils, sort of just mishmash stuffed in them.
Sweet. I'm just gonna grab cutlery and I'm gonna start stabbing it and just like
Not
having
eating,
fun
just
taking it
stabbing
apart. This-
Presumably, if coming in a variety of sizes this color.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So I'm just gonna take 2 mismatched things that aren't even necessarily forks, and I'm just gonna start shoving them into the potato and trying to
There
mash
are
it
like
apart.
forks and skewers and things that range from like tiny kobold goblin sized things to like small pitchforks for some of the larger patrons that come in, and they're just sort of hodgepodged in like a small bucket in the middle of the table.
I have a reasonably sized fork and a very large spoon, and I am just hammering on this potato for funsies and then eating it in bits and enjoying it immensely.
Nobody has taught you table manners, have they?
It's table fun, not table manners. What's wrong with you?
And then Phibbs kind of nods and goes,
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Snack will just kind of pick his apart slowly, little by little.
This is good food. Snack, much better than bugs.
Potatoes are the best, especially with the squishy stuff. With cheese.
I don't know, Snack. Bugs can be pretty good.
Squishy bugs are really good.
Especially the
squishy
crickets.
Bugs are best bugs.
I love crickets.
Snack doesn't like how they crunch.
I love how they crunch, and if you put them in some really good, like, lemon pepper, lemon pepper crickets.
That sounds very good.
They are very good.
That sounds very, very good.
There's always good stuff eating crunchy bugs, though I understand crunch not for everybody. But I do like a good crunch.
They would go well on potato.
Yeah.
Next time.
Well
So,
then.
after
it
you
does
guys
appear-
are eating for a little bit, one of the orcs, the larger of the bunch, sort of has been for the last little bit eyeing your table, and after you guys finish eating one of the potatoes, and the other one's been pulverized into the plate. The largest of the bunch, clearly the leader of that little like group of orcs, sort of stands up and like stomps his way across the room to where you guys are standing, and he looks down at your group, and his eyes kind of scan across the bunch of you and goes, "So you're the last group, huh?"
It would seem so.
We are a team. I've never been on a team before, but we are a team.
Good lord. He like blankly kind of looks at you guys in a way that would suggest that he is almost concerned for you.
There's literally cheese all over my face and mashed potatoes like up my arms at this point.
We're a team.
And I am just pleased with myself.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
This is fine.
It's fine. So as he like kind of scans across the group at the table, he goes, "You sure you want to get into this? You're gonna be heading up to the surface. Hear a lot of people who try to leave this place and go to the surface end up dying. In the wastes, starvation and exposure, they say. And that might be the best way for you to go, not before other monsters or larger creatures, or God forbid the Empire catches you first."
I have my reasons to go to the surface. I've dealt with many creatures in my time.
And now what sort of life is worth living without a little risk?
King needs help. Snack help King.
Fips making kazoos from
Need
up
help.
there, so it can't be that bad.
Quite frankly, I find it a little bit adorable you're trying to threaten us, considering the fact we all came from there.
Well, no threat, buddy. Just letting people know that maybe the surface is a bit more dangerous than some people give it credit.
Snack help King.
Pretty sure the correct term is intimidate.
I'm not scared.
And he kind of leans down to Piffles and goes, "You may just be in the next day or so. Of course, there's nothing bad saying for common folk if they want to back out. But of course, us orcs," and he beats his chest, "we have honor to uphold.
Some of
I've
us
been
want
through
to get
some
our
pretty
teeth wet.
miserable shit, and I haven't lost any of my limbs yet, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be okay.
We'll just see about that.
He says
I mean,
as he
most
smiles.
goblins my age don't have all their limbs still, so I'm pretty much good 4 for 4.
One of the other orcs
Snack?
goes, he makes a good point. Shut up! Shut up.
Tolerant visibly like leans back and goes,
One of the orcs, like one of the smaller of the bunch, goes like, it's fucking creeping me out, man.
Snack's
Aloy
Snack
just-
is, Snack
Aloy
is
just
cleaned
turns
up
to
after
him.
your kind. Snack's money's on the goblin.
Snake's money son goblin.
We're a team.
Well, that's a lot of big talk from common folk, but we'll see tomorrow if you guys have what it takes to be on the surface.
And he smiles, bows his head. Best of luck to you. And he walks his way out
You
the
as
door,
well.
and the rest of his guys kind of give you a nod. And it's like, I don't know if anybody wants to do an insight on that.
Yep.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Bam. Oh, come on.
He was being
I'm gonna
kind
do
of
an-
mean. Blank there. Draco. Esteban, good. Keldaka.
I'll
Oh, there
do
we
it
are.
as well.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no, go for it. All right, so Esteban, Keldaka, Clark, your 3 people. So like
Oh, I rolled good on that.
Piffles, Talrand, and Snack. You guys realize that it was somewhere between intimidation and a warning. Like as much of a genuine warning that an orc could show to someone who wasn't an orc, like concern almost. So it's like somewhere between like, I'm definitely going to be better than you at this, and also, you know, none of us would blame you if you would want to back out. You're of course not an orc. So you kind of get that feel.
So
It's a
he kind of
racial
thinks we're
pride.
dunces. We're dunces in his eyes.
Well, I mean, not necessarily dunces, but orcs view a lot of other races as weaker than them. And
I
often
mean, one
with
of
good
us has
reason.
already. One of us has already died.
That is true.
That's a very good point. But yeah, so like with good reason, a lot of the orcs view some of the other races that live within Autometh as weaker than them, as their stature oftentimes is larger and much burlier than some of the other races, especially like goblins. They really don't understand the greater undead and the magic that animates them and the capability that some of them may possess. They have a sort of a simple might makes right kind of respect for, you know, the larger species like trolls or ogres, and or other orcs that can beat them up, or anybody else really that could beat them in hand-to-hand combat. But that's its own thing. As the orcs start to basically turn and leave out the tavern, very slowly, the Tortolans make their way up to your table. And one of them, as he's standing there with his hands sort of on his hip area, staring at them as they leave, slowly turns over and goes, "Don't worry about them. They're just full of a lot of hot air. Hi." And he sort of puts one of his hands out to shake just whoever's closest to him.
I'll go ahead and shake his hand.
Yeah. He very happily shakes people's hands. He goes, "I'm Talman."
Hello,
Snack a
Tom.
snack.
I'm Piff.
Uh,
I would shake
I'm
your hand, but my
Dracula,
hands are covered
But you may
in
call,
cheese.
that is too difficult. You may call me Drac.
At this point, Piff realizes her hands are covered in cheese and starts licking all the cheese off of her arms.
Watching you, he just goes,
Under.
ha, 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 ha.
Are there napkins on the table?
No.
It's like I go to shake his hand, my hands are
Wow,
covered in
what-
cheese.
what-
I'm just gonna eat all the cheese off my hands.
It's a tavern being
you
run
don't
by
waste
trolls. You'd be
cheese.
lucky that there's cutlery.
I cast prestidigitation on her hands to clean them up.
But no, you don't waste cheese.
Prestidigitation. You clean the hands.
He collects the cheese to make it easier for her to eat.
Yes.
I just used prestidigitation to put the cheese back on her plate.
So yeah, you cast a little spell, and the cheese sort of like collects suddenly off of her arms and makes a little pile in the plate.
I like you. I like this one. This one's good. Good team. We're on a team. This is great. Yes. I'm just gonna start shoveling the cheese in my mouth.
And so the Talmud, the turtle, sort of looks down and goes, "Okay, well, you guys stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow." He turns and makes his way out the front door.
He came over here to tell us not to worry, but then he saw us and he's like, "Oh, stay safe.
Please don't hurt yourself.
Don't go squish. Don't go squish.
Please help. Please be careful."
I give Tillman a bow goodbye.
And he sort of like nods and slowly waves over his shoulder as he makes his way out the tavern door. He's not moving fast, but yeah, he makes his way out. Some of the kobolds who are over in one of the sides don't come over to the table, but they do eye Sneck a little bit, and kind of give him like a dirty look as they make their way out the door as well.
Yes, Sneck would kind of just like pull his cloak up a little bit higher and like a little bit tighter, as if he's just trying to like hide himself inside of his cloak a bit more.
Alright, well.
I'm gonna narrow my eyes at them and get slightly closer to Snack in case I have to defend somebody.
No.
And I'm like, he's smaller than me. Fuck off.
I got a bag full of kerosene, buddy. You try it.
A bag full of kerosene and a fire sork. They're ready to set it off.
Yeah, Caleb just sort of sees it. They're giving Sneck the eye. Sneck's probably his hood. He just sort of responds, points his two eyes, pointing back at the kobolds. Just, I'm watching you, fuckers.
Most of them kind of quicken their pace and like, and then head out the door.
What? Did you kill their pet as a child?
No, but I suspect them to start something. Always good to have a backup plan for them.
That turned hostile very quickly.
Oh.
It's okay. That Sneck. It's okay.
Bit of bad blood between you and them?
Ooh. Check artsy stuff. Oh, we got anything? What's going on?
Not so much bad blood. Just they have their reasons to not like Sneck. It's okay.
We take care of the smallers.
Oh fuck, this is really cute.
Sneck has survived this long. Sneck is little, but Sneck is smart.
I still want to see a fan art of the bagpipe being thrown over the shoulder with just like someone shouting off screen, "My leg!"
Honk, whoosh,
It'll
my
just-
leg!
Dude, dude, foop.
I used to be an adventurer like you, that I took a bagpipe to the knee.
And then this asshole.
My cabbages!
My cabbages!
Alright, so I'm gonna very quickly, I'm just gonna show folks what we're looking at here. There's Sneck leaving work, some art there. And then we have, and Goober and Gobble.
I love Goober and Gobble.
He's got his big old block of granola.
Baking some granola.
I grew up on that granola.
It's full of nuts and berries and sawdust and bugs.
Everything
Yeah, I
a
love it.
goblin needs in their diet.
Sounds about right.
Held together with honey, and he sells it by the cinder block.
It's good for eating and for building with.
Sticks to your bones, literally.
It'll stick with you. My God. So yes, as the day sort of traipses on, it slowly sort of turns from the afternoon to an early evening, and some of the patrons slowly start to make their way out.
I should probably see if I can find somebody to fix these bagpipes. Maybe I can gamble my way to some fixes.
I also make sure to eat the lunch my mother packed me as the day goes on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to go back with an empty lunch. My God.
Out of granola bags.
Tonberry. God damn it. So yeah, as people start sort of filing out, it's, you know, sort of in the late afternoon, early evening. You might be able to catch one or both of those establishments if you head out.
All right, I'm gonna head out then and try to find somebody to fix my backpacks. I'm gonna very gingerly like pick them up after the swinging over my shoulder incident, which I don't think I hurt anybody, but just in case.
Good, yes. Yeah, so
also, I am inside a very wooden place.
Yes, you
and
are.
I don't want to set people on fire yet.
I can assist you with finding someone to repair your musical instrument if you would like.
I would like that very much. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Fib just kind of gets up from his stool.
I don't like going over to some of those places, so you guys have fun. I'll see you later.
And he makes his way.
I also think the
ignore that.
bagpipes were making him nervous.
Ignore that. I accidentally misclicked something.
That's okay.
Whoops.
And Fib sort of just takes off out the front door, and off into the street.
Do you know where we are going?
Marketplace. Well, I have to go to the marketplace.
Well,
I think.
but where in the marketplace?
There was an artificer that they were talking about, and also a couple of trolls that are weaponsmiths. Tooth and Claw. And then I can't remember who was the artificer that Fibs was talking about. I got distracted by Cheese. She's gonna scrunch her face up and try to remember the name of the artificer that Fibs was talking about. Or the bone person. I can't remember.
Roll me intelligence.
Oh, I've got low intelligence. We're gonna see how this goes. If you,
You want
couldn't
both
tell
of us
already.
Go ahead and roll me some intelligence. You can roll intelligence as well if you want. Quad. Nope. Okay.
I told you. It's low.
It is your memory is cheese and potatoes for the last like couple of hours.
That's what I
Wait, I
thought.
thought memory was wisdom.
Yeah, it could have been. We could have done wisdom, but I'll say Quad. Alloy does remember that while you were sitting around the table, Fibs did mention that there was a troll enchanter named Shaman, who has a shop,
Right.
and then a couple of orcs who run a place called Tooth and Claw. Now, you actually know of Tooth and Claw as you go there on occasion, and it may have been where you got some of your equipment, or at least had some of your equipment checked.
Do I know if they work with magical items?
Largely they work just with regular stuff. They don't, like, they have had magic items for sale in the past, but it was like one or two things.
Right.
They mostly just do smithing. One's an armor smith, one's a weaponsmith. And, yeah. And then you do not know a huge amount about Shaman. But he does have sort of an enchanter's place that's in the upper sort of corner of the market area.
Perhaps it would be best to start with Shaman.
Oh, that was the artificer. Yes, that would be great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe he's an enchanter, not an artificer.
Okay. Well, we can
He
try
could-
there first.
Yes.
Because I'm kind of, I'm a little worried to try and sleep in my house with this as it's gurgling.
Sorry, I'll be right back. My dogs are causing a ruckus.
That's okay. Go ahead.
So yeah, we can head over to Shaman.
All right. So the two of you get up from the table. Do the rest of you come along?
I can't promise no one will get blown,
You know what?
but that's half my life.
Yeah, Caleb will go.
Cool.
I think Sneck would probably more head home and start trying to get ready for everything going on, just because he doesn't like being out around too many people that often.
That's great. Yeah. Okay. So then, he heads home. And what about our sorcerer? What does he get up to?
Pretty sure.
Still out taking care of the dogs. Okay. All right. And Caleb, are you coming along?
Yeah, I'm coming along.
Right? Okay.
Can
So
you
then,
hear me?
cool. We pretty much have a full party. Just gotta wait for Rainer to return.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, Esteban.
Okay.
We're good.
Talrand would actually go to Tooth and Claw
Okay, cool.
rather than.
It's an excursion. Ooh,
Your mic cut out again.
team outing.
Gotta get that teamwork in. Gotta get in those steps.
Yes.
Gotta get those steps. I'm almost hatched this
Gotta
egg.
get those levels of friendship.
You have an egg in there.
I do not know why my mic is acting up today.
Yeah, it's strange. No non-dorks allowed, they're saying in the chat. Dorks only. Dorks or get the fuck out. Dorks and nerds.
Yeah, because Steve showed up and they called him the Dork King.
Hell yeah, man.
Wait, Steve's here?
Yeah, Steve's in the chat.
Steve. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Deep.
I require
Steve.
an egg.
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 So yeah, as you guys, I'm just gonna sort of bring Rainer along, and then he can head out if he wants to, sort of along the way. You guys head out into the streets, and largely, it is, you know, kind of getting along to being evening time. And yeah, you guys make your way along through the streets, and it sort of comes to a fork in the road. Do you guys all travel together to Shaman's and then to Tooth and Claw, or do you guys split up?
Well, I'm going to Shaman's because I have to.
Okay.
Because I gotta fix this thing. Because I want my exploding guns.
I may as well go to Shaman's, just see what it's like there.
Talrand would follow to Shaman's.
Okay. All right. And is... Rainer's still taking care of his dogs. We'll just bring him along. So yeah, as you guys sort of like make your way along, you open the doors to a large potion shop. And as you enter, your face is just all waft with a ton of ridiculous smells, and just other gross sort of things that sort of fill your senses. And there's lots of, like, it's very dark, it's very poorly lit. There's a lot of candles here and there, and there's a large cauldron in the back that's on a fire. The fire is mostly gone out, but it's sort of like at a low simmer. And behind a counter, covered in all kinds of things, you see a troll standing there that some of you would know as Shaman.
It smells interesting in here.
I don't have a picture for the inside of Shaman's, but there you go. There's a picture of Shaman. So yes, as you open the door and the group of you kind of funnel in, he turns around from his cauldron and he goes, "Ah, yes, come in. What can Shaman do for you today?"
Hi, Shaman! Fibs gave me this weird bag. I think it's supposed to be bagpipes, but also it shoots fire, and apparently it got stabbed and kicked around a bunch, and I might need some help making it good again.
You lift up the bag and sort of show it to him, and he very gingerly sort of grasps the bag and picks it up and brings it onto his side of the counter, looking into it, opens the bag and sort of like leans in and gives it like a little bit of a sniff and whoa, takes his head away.
Yeah, it's pretty stinky.
Kind of shakes the bag a little bit, like very gently, kind of like gonna like shivers it back and forth, and you hear like a honk honk.
Yeah, it smells like a whiz bang.
He's just, what the fuck is this?
I don't. Fibs brought it to me, and he said it's supposed to be bagpipes.
Fibs brought this to you.
I've seen bagpipes before, and this looks sick.
Fibs brought this to you.
Yeah.
The goblin.
And then I lifted it up over my shoulder, and it shot fire.
Of course it did. And he like gingerly places it on the ground and goes, okay. Give me.
And I want to use it for a weapon.
Let me see if I can find out if this is magic or not.
Okay.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
That's okay. We are right now inside of Shaman's place, which is sort of an enchanting shop.
Is this just Piff and Alloy, or
the whole group is here, save for Snack.
all right?
Excuse me.
So the question is, would you have gone off to do something else while we went to the item shop, or would you have joined the group?
I would have gone with.
All right.
Because he's currently in the mindset he wants to get better to know everyone, so they have the best chance tomorrow.
All right, so as you guys are kind of like gazing around and looking at a lot of the very strange things that are on display throughout the shop, eventually he sort of like gingerly again picks up the bag and puts it back to your side of the table and goes, "Whatever this is, kid, it ain't magic."
See, I was afraid of that. So I guess I should go to Tooth and Claw then and see if they've seen anything like this before.
They definitely know more about it.
Okay, unless you know somebody who's good with pyrotechnics, because it smells like a whiz bang, so I'm assuming there's flammables in there.
Oh, fucking probably. Like, sort of like shakes his head and goes, "That looks extremely flammable. I would say be very careful with where you go with that and what you do, please. It's gonna get somebody killed, so, be gentle."
Okay.
And please, oh God, take it out of my shop.
Now get out of here.
Okay.
By the way, were the touch-ups on my staff completed by any chance?
Touch-ups on your staff?
I'm just like saying, like, I maybe in the past, or like maybe a few days ago, I brought in my staff to get some minor repairs and such.
Oh yeah, so he was like, "Well, kid, I told you before, and I'll tell you again. It's gonna take you a lot of gold if you want me to put anything into your staff. Now, it's a good staff. Don't get me wrong. It'll do the job. But I don't want to be responsible for anybody getting hurt or any other kind of wither business or some such as going on. So, if you do come across enough gold, bring it back to old Shaman, and I'll be sure to maybe weave some spells into it."
Second question, DM. How are you handling healing in the undead?
Oh yes, that is a good question, because that was a thing that I wanted to sort of put my foot down on, more or less with regards to this. Healing magic does damage to the undead. Infliction magic heals them. Very typically in the 5th edition rules, healing magic, like in the past, healing magic has damaged the undead and infliction has healed them. In 5th edition, healing magic doesn't do anything to the undead, and infliction doesn't do anything to them either. I don't think that's very interesting or fun, so I'm going to say that for the sake of the fact we have player characters who are indeed undead, that it's just one way and the other. You can obviously heal the regular healing people with healing magic, you can damage undead with healing magic, and then you can harm living people with infliction and heal the undead with infliction magic. In addition to that, there may be specific healing things that some people may be able to get their hands on that can do both. Depending. But that's where I'll leave that.
Potions that could heal me.
Does Shaman have potions that could heal you? If you ask, like, if he has any kind of potions or alchemy that... Oh, jeez, that's static. That might be able to heal you, he kind of, like, squints a little bit and goes, "I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how I would use a healing potion. Even if I did have a healing potion that healed the undead, I'm not sure how I could get you to drink it. You don't have you're just bones, man." And he like kind of gestures to your body. He's like, you have to ingest it in order for it to work. So that's sort of an unfortunate side effect of your current state. But at least you don't have to eat normally, right? Like it's, there's a bonus.
I tend to have the same issue.
I'm sorry, guys. That sucks, because cheese is delicious.
Cheese is delicious, he says as he points to you and goes, now take that and get out.
I'm gonna like sulkily grab the bag and try not to drag it on the ground and very gently take it and just wait just outside the shop with it on the ground, just like kind of peek in through the door and be like, hey, rah. Nah. I want to be included, but also I want to be respectful.
But also don't burn down the shop. So yes.
Okay, well, shall we move to Tooth and Claw then?
Yes, please.
To Tooth and Claw.
To Tooth and Claw.
So yeah, you guys make your way out into the streets again and make your way on down to Tooth and Claw. Now, this is a sort of a large blacksmith's building, and as you enter, you find yourself face to face with one of the patrons that is running that place, and that would be Tooth, who is an armor smith and an orcish woman. And her brother, Claw, is working a forge not too far behind her. Let me see if I can find that. There we go. Yeah. And you hear the loud roar of a bellows as you make your way in, and there's an oppressive heat as you come in through the door, and you see Tooth standing behind the front desk. She looks down over to you and goes, "Ah, hey, little one."
I'm gonna like lift the bagpipes slightly over my head to put them on the counter because I'm very short and I don't know if I can see over it. And I'm gonna be like, "Hi, Tooth. Fibs gave me these. I think they're supposed to be bagpipes, but they're leaking and they shot fire earlier. And I tried taking them to Shaman, and he says they're not magic, and I don't know what to do with them, but they need a fix."
She kind of chuckles and goes, "Shit, eh? Okay, let's have a look." She
don't take them near the forge though, cause it might be bad.
She like freezes, puts her head in the bag and gives it a sniff and goes, "Oh yeah, okay, yep, that's
it smells like a whiz bang. You gotta be careful."
Okay, and she like comes around to your side of the table and takes the bag and puts it on the floor kind of gently, and then opens the bag up and has a look at it. And you can definitely see, sort of in this like massive sack, there is a somewhat complicated set of bagpipes. Some of the pipes have been broken. Obviously the main bag has been stabbed, and there appears to be like a little bit more to it. Like there's a secondary sort of bag on the inside where it would rest against the person who's using it, so that when they squeeze it to make the air come out, it also sends accelerant through the system and shoots fire out of it, things like that. She kind of eyes it over a little bit and goes, "Okay, so I definitely know I can fix the pipes. Like, I can fix the bagpipes. But I don't know about the rest of this crap." And she kind of points to the secondary bag and the other stuff. She's like, "I can get it playing music again. But you're gonna need somebody who knows a bit more about this stuff than us if you want to get it doing whatever the hell this was." Is this halfling bullshit?
I don't know. But okay, so do you know anybody I can go to get the fiery part fixed? Cause I kind of want to blow stuff up with it.
Who does?
Cause a big hoot and a bang would be fantastic.
Yeah, she's sort of like she like kind of rubs her chin a little bit and peeks over the counter towards her brother, "Claw!" And he goes, "Ah!" And then turns over. "What?" He goes, "Anybody know you got does tinkers? Does tinker stuff? Like the little fiddly bullshit." And he goes, "There's that troll, isn't there?" He goes,
We already went to Shaman, but he said it wasn't magic.
"Oh, that wacko? No, he can't fix anything like this." I mean, like I said, I can fix it a bit. But there is a troll that, weirdly enough, works with a lot of tiny things. I don't know if you would want to take it to him. I don't know if he might be able to fix it for you. I don't even know if he's still open right now. But your call."
I kind of want to get it to do the splody stuff, so I might try taking it to him if that's okay.
Of course. No, I mean, it's your call. If you want it to still blow shit up, then yeah, you probably want to go talk to him.
I definitely want to blow shit up. You know me.
She, like,
I like a
tuffles
good
your
whiz
hair a little bit.
bang.
And goes, yeah, okay, good. All right. So if you want to talk to this fella, he's got a tinker shop that is underneath a stonemason's. So you want to go find the stonemasons that's up on 4th, and you go around to the side. There's a set of stairs that goes down, and you're going to find sort of an underground area there.
Okay, what's his name?
Oh, he's a stone troll, weirdly enough. And God, what was his name? Par. That was it.
Okay, I'll go check and see if I can find Par.
Pith, if I may make a comment.
Yes.
It dawned on me that with how complicated this is, you probably will not be able to get it ready for tomorrow morning.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I mean, I'm pretty impressive all on my own, but if I can blow shit up by playing this bastard thing, then I kind of want to try it.
Well, I'm not saying for you to not try. I'm just saying don't be surprised if we won't have it available for the test tomorrow.
Oh no, I'll be fine. I'll be happy as long as I don't blow myself up. I am more than a one-splosion pony.
Drakyar is making mental note: do not stand near Piff in combat.
Piff runs into the battlefield. It's time for Piff to save the day!
I feel most alive when I'm rapidly approaching.
It's not inaccurate.
God damn it, I'm the blast sword. I'm supposed to want to be making the explosions.
You shouldn't have teamed up with a goblin then.
At least it's not a goblin alchemist.
This is just true. I mean, it could have been. we were getting ready to offer artificers, so yeah. Yeah. Oh god. Poor Snick. He's gonna die out there.
Deathwatch, please tell me you clipped that.
Yeah, so she gives you directions over to this place, and it's called Par's Parts, and it's like she had mentioned in the sort of basement side access under stonemasons. That's just up in that area.
Okay, I'll head over there. And does anybody want to come with me, or are you guys good here?
While they've been talking, Talrand has been looking around the shop and acquiring a couple things if he found them.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
A couple nets and about 40 more arrows.
40 more arrows and a couple of, what was it?
Nets.
Nets. Like fishing nets or the throwing kind?
Throwing nets.
Okay. So let's have a quick look here. So you definitely find arrows. And they're sold in a bundle of 20 for a gold piece. And for throwing nets... they don't necessarily have throwing nets. They have another thing, though, called a Tanglefoot bag, which is kind of like a throwing net that you would throw at a person in order to, like, catch them, per se. Like, does that make sense? And then it's wrapped up into, like, a little bag.
Like a bowl.
Whoops. Oh, there you are.
Ah, no, the bagpipes.
Oh, no! Boom! Oh, Jesus. Oh, Esteban.
Ow.
Woof.
My ear holes.
Ouch.
Woof.
It's a good thing I lost my hearing years ago.
Better?
Better.
Yes.
There we go.
Much.
So how much were the Tanglefoot bags?
The Tanglefoot bags, I'm going to say, because I'm looking at standard adventuring gear and I'm not seeing it on the list here. Let me
Tanglefoot bags are more an alchemy thing, aren't they?
More or less. Yeah, for like, they're like a tools thing sometimes. Just going through a quick look here. Yeah.
Because Tanglefoot bags are more like a goop that, when exposed to air, hardens.
Yeah, like it's a bag that when you whip it at somebody, it like explodes into sort of a small amount of what's the word I'm looking for? Like netting, spider webs almost. Let's have a look here. If I go,
and you can
Tanglefoot bag.
Yeah.
What's nasty is when you mix it with alchemist fire and get a tangle burn bag.
Oh God.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I don't think they're in 5th edition, but I'll allow it. And say, yeah, like, these are a bit more sophisticated, so they're about 5 gold apiece.
Okay. Then
Okay, I think I have it. According to this, they're 50 gold per.
50 gold per. They'll do 20 then.
That's a health potion.
I don't want any of them then.
The fishing
the
nets,
nets
though.
that I want are only like the net says a martial weapon. Martial ranged weapon nets
Yes.
are only a singular gold piece, and I kind of wanted those.
Oh, you're thinking like trident and net combat.
Yes. The special throne range between 5 and 15 feet. Net 1 gold piece. Yeah, they have 3 of them hanging over on a wall.
I'll take all 3.
All right. So yeah, that's 4 gold.
Well, I'm going to say that while we're here, this is when I pick up my starting equipment weapons.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm a 16-year-old dragonborn. I'm not going to have any reason to own weapons before this.
Good point. So yeah, what are you looking for as you approach the desk? Tooth gets back around on the other side and sort of leans on the desk, and she eyes you and goes, "What can I get you, kid? What are you looking for?"
Perhaps a small crossbow
Oh, yeah.
and a couple of daggers, and some bolts to go with the crossbow, of course.
Crossbow, like the kind you hold in one hand, or like a two-handed one?
I forget. Does 5e differentiate between a hand crossbow and a light crossbow?
They got hand crossbows or heavy crossbows. So it's one-hand or two-handed.
Mine.
Well,
what this says here is light crossbow.
Yeah, light
there's
crossbow.
light and simple range, and then there's hand and heavy and martial ranged.
Oh, and the simple ranged ones, yes, there is. That is correct. There is a light crossbow that you can get there for a simple one, and then yeah, for martial ranged ones, there's like a hand crossbow and a heavy crossbow. Are you just looking for a light one though?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no. She has like 1 or 2 of them sort of hanging on the wall. She gestures over to them. She goes, "Not my finest work, but they'll do. They'll do."
Yeah, this is a bit more fitting for me. I haven't had much training with weaponry after all.
She eyes your robes a little bit. Aren't you like a mage or something? You like a wizard?
Yes, but it's always good to have a backup should my magic not be available.
She kind of like laughs a little bit and nods and goes, "Yeah, magic's more trouble than it's worth anyway, so, probably better to have something, a little more trusty." And she pats the crossbows on the wall, takes one down and puts it on the table. She goes, "This is old reliable right here."
I pick it up, just like start trying to get a feel for it.
Feels good.
This will certainly work for me.
Yeah.
It feels very crossbowy.
It feels like a good crossbow. Like it's got good heft to it.
I also purchase myself a pair of daggers to go.
Pair of daggers? Cool, yeah. So the light crossbow itself is 25 gold pieces, and the daggers are 2 gold apiece.
Yeah, guys, I'm just grabbing the stuff that's in what was from my starting equipment.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, then, yeah, we'll say that this is when your character picks up that equipment, because, like you said, he wouldn't have a huge amount of reason to have any of that stuff to start. But yeah, as you pick that stuff up and sort of make your way to the table, you guys exchange coins, and yeah, just happy to help you out.
Much obliged for your services.
Thank you for your patronage. Always good to see folks here interested in doing some damage. Looking to protect yourself or do some damage.
God damn it! And I was
Somebody kick the bagpipe. We need to burn this place down.
Burn it down. Burn it down.
Before somebody takes an arrow to the knee.
I was actually playing Skyrim not too long ago.
It's so classic. Love it.
I feel like as the other two were buying the weapons, Ally would have suggested to what's the goblin's name again?
The goblin? There's Piffles.
Would have suggested to Piffles to perhaps we should go find this
This par.
the par,
Par's part.
yes.
Okay, if you want to come
Before
with
it
me,
gets
that's
too
cool.
late.
Yeah.
I would have finished relatively quickly and been following after.
Mm.
All right. Did anybody else have any business in the blacksmiths?
I'll take that as a no.
Mm.
All right. So yeah, as you guys head out into the streets, it's getting a little bit darker, and but it's coming along. It's looking good. Where is this? Yep, there we go. There, we can get rid of those. So you guys make it out into the streets, and it's getting a little bit darker, and you find your way to the stonemasons that they had sort of pointed out to you, more or less. And you do see that there is that like side entrance that they had mentioned, and a little stairway that goes down, and there's sort of like a shoddy wood sign that you see down on that side, and you see a little sign there that says Par's Parts, and there's a small light coming through the door's window.
Oh, sweet. So, should I knock on the door or just go in? I'm gonna knock on the door.
Opens the door.
Okay, you open the door. I'm gonna be sitting here like pondering, like, what?
What do I do? Just opens
What
the
do
door.
I do? Because I'm little. I'm like,
So, you open the door, and as you guys open up and step inside, you are met face to face with just a huge stone troll.
That is a Triceratops, good sir.
Yes, it
It
is.
is a Triceratops. It's a boss Triceratops. That guy is an asshole.
Yeah, yes, he is. And you see him sitting behind the counter, and he looks like, and he's like, this is the closest thing I could find, but like a great big stone troll is just comically fitting behind this wooden desk, and has all of these like little jeweler's parts and a lot of like, wrenches and gears and things like that sort of adorning the walls. And upon entering the space, it is actually sort of a mystery looking around the room as to how the fuck he gets in and out of here. Because he seems to sort of take up that one side of the room. And he looks up from his little table, and he's got a tiny pair of spectacles on his face that have like sort of those like little flip-in lenses that are all sort of off to one side. And he's got his little tools in his hands, and he goes, "Ah, yes, come in."
I didn't know you'd already planned on putting me in the game, Doc.
I am Esteban. So he waves you to come in, and it seems that he's very excited to have some people in here. As he speaks, the room almost shakes a little bit, And he's just like, yes, come. How can I help you?
Oh, good, you don't look flammable. Hi, I'm Pith, and Fitch gave me these neat-looking bagpipe things that also shoot fire, but nobody knows how to fix them, and they've been stabbed, and a couple of other things, and they're leaking whiz-bang juice, and I don't know how to fix them. Can you help me?
He leans forward, and his head comes all the way down to you. His head is like almost 4 feet across. Like he's
I'm gonna step back ever so slightly, and
like sort of pokes the end of his nose into the bag a little bit and goes,
right?
Yes. And
It smells like whiz bangs.
Gingerly picks up the bag and puts it on his desk and like opens it up and grabs one of the pipes and lifts the pipes up, and he kind of examines, and as he's doing that he like taps some of the lenses and they flip into place, and he sort of like magnifies and has a closer look at the sides of the pipes, and he goes, okay, I can see what they were doing here. So it's like a flamethrower that you can play.
Yeah!
Oh! And he like leans back
right?
and laughs. And I'm gonna say, okay, so Piffles, you're the only small person who's here. Do me an acrobatics to see if you fall over.
Oh Lord.
Why is Piffles falling over?
Because he's laughing and it's crazy loud. You managed to stay on your feet, but only just. With a 7.
I'm gonna stumble slightly, like step back a bit, and be like, "Ooh."
Then he goes, "Okay, so you want me to fix this? Is that right?"
Yes, please.
And he turns it over.
He laughs just like my dad.
Gives it like a tiny, like gentle squeeze, and a bunch of like fluid squeeps out onto the floor, and goes, that's gonna take some doing. It seems a lot of the accelerant is leaked into the main bag. If you were to try to blow on these, your lungs would fill with kerosene, and it would kill you. So it's
that's
good,
not good
that you haven't done that yet.
No, I didn't like the smell.
It would kill you, follow shortly by you exploding.
Yeah, you would die from gas inhalation, and then you would explode.
I would be a firework.
He goes, okay, I can do this. It's gonna take a bit.
Okay, how long?
I'm gonna say probably a week, minimum.
Okay, so I can't use it in the arena tomorrow, but at least I can get it fixed, and that's good. Because I'm going to try out for the B team to go up to the surface, and I want to make sure that I can take it to the surface with me.
Oh, they're sending another group up, eh?
They are! So I'm trying out for it tomorrow, but I don't know how long until we leave.
My good-for-nothing brother, who runs the smithy upstairs, the stonemasonry. Thankfully, he's sleeping now. He makes too much racket and shakes my shelves. He had mentioned something about that. So, it's nice that they're sending more people to the surface. Just a gas escapes him. To have a look at things. It would be nice to work on these for you. I'll give you a discount. And he turns these over. I could probably fix these for half my normal things, assuming you survive. I would say at half it's gonna be about 500 gold.
Wait, what?
And he like sort of lays them on the table and gestures at them. These are very sophisticated pipes that could potentially kill a lot of people. If I want to make sure they don't immediately kill you as well, it's gonna take a lot of time and expertise.
Could I pay you in favors or work at your shop when I get back from the surface? I am very good with whiz-bang stuff. I mean, I've made it all the way to 15, which is pretty old for one of us, and I still have all my limbs, and I only burned half my hair off.
This is, yeah, it is old for a goblin. He rubs his chin. Well, we'll set it at 500, and then if you can work that off over time as you come back.
And depending on the quality of your work, young lady, we'll see how much coin we'll take off. How's that sound?
Okay, I can also bring back things from the surface if I find anything interesting.
Ooh. Definitely willing to do trade if you find anything sort of, in my area of expertise. And he gestures to the little cogs and whistles and tools and things on his wall.
I'm sure I could find stuff like that. Fibs brings me really cool stuff all the time.
Oh, yeah, quick favor. Don't let him come in here.
He's got grabby hands.
He does have grabby hands, and he smells weird, and he keeps trying to sell me granola full of bugs. No.
I thought that was Goober. Goober sells the granola.
Who's Goober? He kind of like... he looks a bit confused. Is that another goblin?
Yes. He's got a little frog on his head.
Okay, I haven't seen that
earlier
one.
today.
Okay. So would I be able to take them to the surface with me to retrieve stuff, or do you need me to pay for them before I can take them?
Can't let you take them until you pay for them. Obviously, I can't exactly chase you. However, going at half price, at 500 pieces, and I'm willing to let you trade things you find and perhaps work off some of that, if you would like.
But I don't know how long until we go to the surface, and I kind of want to take them to the surface with me. Because, all I've got right now is around, 100.
Well, then you're at least a fifth of the way there.
Yeah, but that doesn't get me that far.
This is true.
Perhaps we will be granted some funds if we are selected to.
True.
Yeah,
I'll have to
if you
ask
do
them
pass
about
the
that.
tryouts, you might make some money. The king gave some money to the last group before they headed out. That was true.
Okay.
While
I
all
will...
this is going on, I'm just taking a look around the shop, seeing everything that's there.
You see a
Same here.
wide assortment of artificers' tools adorning the walls. And there are a lot of gears and springs and very specifically machined parts, artistically hewn from brass and steel and copper and other things like that. You also notice in the room there is no forge, as given his size, you might surmise that he sort of cold forges everything that he works with. He may bend all of these objects into their shape just with his hands. And more or less uses a series of very sharp, very durable knives to sort of cut and carve the metals into the shapes that he needs.
Okay, I will check in with you once I find out if we get any funds to go up to the surface then. But can I leave them here for now? Because I don't want them to blow up my house. And also, if you want to start working on them, I will definitely bring stuff back from the surface to trade for them later.
He winks at you and goes, I'll hang on to them and start fixing them now so that you can pay for me. You can pay for them once you have the money. I trust you. And he sort of extends a finger down to you to shake.
And I shake his hand with both of my hands because his finger with both my because I'm tiny.
Yeah, one of his fingers is like a human arm. So
yeah, I'm gonna grab the tip of it and I'm just gonna hold both arms out and at arm's length, shake his finger.
Size small goblin, size large troll.
Yeah. He smiles warmly at you and then sort of puts the bags over to one side on the table and tips down a few of the magnifying lenses on his glasses and goes back to working on some ornate object that he has on his table. And what do you guys do now?
I guess I should probably get some rest then before the arena tomorrow morning.
Yeah, if it's getting dark out, it's probably best if we split up here and all head home.
I also have to organize my things to make sure that I can still do good in the trials.
Meet tomorrow at the arena.
Yes, tomorrow at the arena in the morning. I hear owl.
Yeah. As you guys head out onto the streets, the sun has largely gone down, and it is just past twilight at this point. Most of the shops are closing up, and folks are heading home.
Well, I best be getting home myself. Last thing I want is my mother worrying.
Sleep well.
You as well.
See you all tomorrow.
All right. As everyone heads their separate ways and heads to bed, does anybody have anything specific that they wanted to do before tomorrow morning?
I mean, it's not a specific thing that he wants to do, but it's a specific thing that he goes and does, which is sits in the arena and waits.
He doesn't need to sleep.
He doesn't sleep. He waits.
Well, he's not going to
just-
be late. He's already there.
I'm just imagine Alloy does the same thing. He just kind of stands at the front gate. At one point, you kind of see his eyes dim down for like 6 hours as he just stands there.
He's just a hollow jack-o'-lantern.
And after 6
Hey,
hours,
Alloy may or may not notice, a 4-hour period where the flames, Talron's flames are less dramatic.
Dimmed.
Doc, I was actually gonna have a snack just go look at the arena just to check something out, and what he's trying to find is if there's anywhere inside the arena that you could conceivably attach a grappling hook.
in the arena.
Yeah, like if you were standing in the arena, is there anything you could grappling hook to pull yourself off of ground level?
There are, in the center of the arena, there are several, there are 6 pillars now. These pillars did not used to be here, actually. These pillars were largely installed a little while ago, to sort of after the first party went in and did their stuff and, were very successful in their big, combat with the orcs and whatnot, and sort of brought an end to that particular uprising. They installed these pillars to sort of jazz up the arena a little bit, just so it's not like a huge open space, and give people some cover to sort of move around or hide behind if need be, and just, that kind of thing.
Okay. Before he leaves, even if it might get taken down or whatever, he's going to take his grappling hook and he's going to specifically wrap it so that it's around one of the poles, but like higher up with the rope just dangling down to ground level.
Okay.
And then tie the bottom of it in almost like a holster, like a loop holster, so he could kind of basically just like a circle, so he could climb inside of it and have it around him.
Okay.
And then he's gonna go home and just leave the rope there like that.
Just tie a rope around one of the columns. Now the columns are quite large. They're about 10 feet across.
So it wouldn't be very high off the ground then, because it's about grappling hook comes with like 50 feet of rope.
Yeah, like if you wanted to like take a bit of time to try and like throw the grappling hook up and like
yeah, that's
catch
what I
it
mean.
to
Is
the
like
top of one
he'll
of those
just
pillars. Like the pillars are about 10 feet across. I'm gonna say they're about 20 feet up or so. They're like 2-3 stories high.
Oh, okay, then yeah, that would work the better way. Is just hook it to the top and then just like have the rope dangling down.
There.
Yeah.
So as you're standing around in the arena, sort of doing that, you see the others there with you. The other two that are there, Alloy and Talron.
Kind of just looking over at them.
Yeah, they're just hanging. You see the kobold come in that you saw earlier today. Snack like walk over and start trying to throw a grappling hook to the top of one of these pillars. What role do you do for that? Is that a dexterity?
Strength, I think. Well, I don't know. I guess it would be
athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah,
that's probably a better
athletics.
one,
Probably
yeah.
an athletics
So
check.
give me an athletics check.
It's kind of half athletics.
It's gonna take me a couple of attempts.
Isn't it?
I'll set a
Might I
DC
ask
for it.
what you are doing?
Ooh, 11. Okay, so your first throw, you go like, and you throw it up, and it sort of clangs a little bit. It almost catches on the top, and then it comes off and tumbles onto the ground next to you.
You guys do know you can turn off advantage, right?
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not used to the system enough for that. Snack is trying to grappling hook up there.
Talrand walks down to Snack. Looks up the pillar. How climbable does this pillar look?
The pillar looks like it's rough-hewn stone, so it's not specifically very, very strong. Like, it's not crazy, but it's,
It's not smooth.
No. It's not like a smooth sheer surface, no.
So, could I potentially climb it?
You could certainly try. That is, yeah. You could definitely give that a shot.
Acrobatics, or
yeah. You know what? I'll say that's an acrobatics.
that's not so great.
You almost make it to the top. Like you're getting up there and you're getting pretty close to the top, and as you kind of you like a piece of the pillar sort of like breaks off and gives way, and you don't fall, but you like slide down to the bottom of it again.
Can I try throwing the grappling hook again?
Sure.
Is there a reason for all of this?
That's another 7.
Yep. I have a -1. Okay.
That is okay. Yeah, no, you throw you like swing it around and you throw it up and it ting and it just bounces just off the top lip. And yeah, now Alloy is kind of standing there next to you, watching you throw this thing up there.
Hey, at least it wasn't a natural 1, because then they would have hit you in the head.
Probably, yeah.
Talon grabs the actual grapple and tries to climb the stupid thing again.
All right, you make it. Yeah. So
I have a +4 to that.
Yeah. Fucking damn it. So yeah, you give it a good climb, and you manage to sort of avoid that one crumbly spot of the pillar. Now, of the 6 pillars, very much positioned like the dots on a 6-sided dice. Which pillar is it that you're wanting to put this on?
I actually want to put it on.
Like one of the middle 2?
Probably. No, actually, I want to put it on one of the exterior ones. Like, so if it's like the 6 dots, it would be on like the bottom left or bottom right or top left or top right. Like basically whichever on one of the entranceways, basically, like towards one of the entrances.
So yeah, like
and the rope.
Do you know we have no idea what side we're going to be on, right?
I know. It's a plan. It doesn't mean it's going to work. But and specifically want the rope to hang down the side towards the entryway, so opposite from the middle of the Colosseum.
Okay. So opposite from the middle of the Colosseum towards the entryway on the bottom left.
Sure.
Okay, so then I'm gonna drop a little object there for you. I'm gonna just come up here. I'm gonna go rope. And you know what? I'm gonna bring you guys, because you guys have come into the arena ahead of time. This is the arena space that you're gonna be looking at. Now that's a bit. Let me just zoom out a little bit here.
Ooh, detailed.
So you can see that. Ignore the kobolds that are up in the bleachers there.
This looks like almost exactly the same as last time.
Yes, except now there's pillars.
It's
so
the same Colosseum.
This one is the one you're after, yes? The one on the bottom left?
Yeah, that'll work fine.
Okay, cool. So then I'm going to type in some rope. Ropey dopes. Let's see if I've got... Oh, Jesus. Those are monsters. That could work. Whoopsie daisy. Let's go. Nope. Okay. I'll figure something out. From the weebs. Oh my god, you guys are worthless. Like, of all of the stuff that I'm just like, hey, do I have an arena? And I type arena in the top thing, and it's like, never heard of it. And I'm like, okay, what if I delete that and then look up just the assets that I've purchased? And they're like, oh yeah, there's this whole thing called arenas, and all these arenas that you've purchased, and all this stuff. And I was like, cool, thanks, good job. Fucking stellar stuff there, buddy.
Hey, Jeff.
Nice coding.
Here we go. Game props. Okay, so you do set your rope up in that area, and yeah. So it's sort of hanging down, and obviously, if it's towards the entryway and away from the center of the area, I mean, it's not visible if you're standing in the middle of the room, but it is visible if you are in the bleachers. That being said, mind you, you could just basically ignore it. Like, you could just be like, maybe no one will see this. Or if you want, you can try to, like, maybe perform some actions to try and hide it.
I'm perfectly okay with trying to hide it. I don't know what you would want me to roll for that, though.
Let's say...
Stealth, maybe?
Yeah, like, give me a stealth check.
That'd also be like a sleight of hand kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, sleight of hand makes more sense, probably.
Yeah, try that. Sleight of hand, 14, sure. Like, it's not invisible, but you take some of, like, the dirt and the dust from the arena floor that matches largely the color of the columns that are there, and you rub it along the rope, and you kind of try to tuck the rope into maybe one of the large cracks down the side of the column to make it seem more like you can still see it if you're really looking for it, but, like, standing back and having a look, it's kind of... Yeah, it seems good.
Cool. With that, I'm going to thank... I'm blanking on his name because I'm miserable with names. But who is going to... Yeah, there you go.
So that's like pretty much everyone knows Chompy.
I'm just miserable with names.
Everybody knows Chompy. Chompy's your friend.
Thank you for helping Snack.
Would this action not be discouraged by the officials?
Is this illegal?
Wait, that's illegal.
Wait.
No one told Snack otherwise, so Snack's going with it.
Didn't say I couldn't.
So Snack's gonna go sleep now.
When hunting, resourcefulness is paramount.
When this small, resourcefulness is paramount.
It didn't seem to be keeping anyone out of the arena, so...
See, it's their own fault. Snack goes sleep now, though, because Snack doesn't want to be tired, and Snack's going to need to climb a rope, and that's not the easiest thing for Snack.
I need to be here tomorrow, and I have to climb this bullshit, and I don't want to be here. So I'll see you then.
Talrand hands Snack some berries.
Oh, thank you.
Good berries, as it were. Eat, sleep.
Thank you. Snack will do that.
The evening, by the way.
When Snack leaves the arena, he's totally going to ditch the berries because he doesn't know him well enough to trust him yet.
Well, admittedly, a skeleton was just like, eat these berries. And he was like, you okay? Like,
you're already dead. You might want me dead too.
These berries
like, yeah, no, I'm not eating those.
Yeah,
everyone knows Chompy.
Yeah, like, there are people that definitely know of Chompy and know that he's, like, a trustworthy sort, but, like, you 100% don't need to be a part of that, that group, which is fine. So, yeah, you head out for the evening, and you head home.
Chompy doesn't care. Chompy gave food.
Chompy was nice. If other people want to be mean, it's their own fucking business.
Well, he waited until he was like out of eyesight before he ditched them. He was trying to be nice, just be like, I'm being polite. I'm just not actually eating them.
Thank you. Gets out of the arena, just like drops them in the trash can. Like, Christ.
Pretty much.
How terrifying. Okay, so I'm gonna just give up and. Because I'm going through like all these sets of stuff that I own and I can't find anything, so I'm gonna say to represent the rope that you have placed up there and you have hidden against this thing, we're gonna put like a little wheel. There you go. There's a little wheel down there.
It's a little pulley.
Yeah, there's like a tiny, there you go, there's a tiny wheel and it's not very visible, but there it is.
It's not supposed to be visible, though.
Precisely. So then, yeah.
Doc, you do realize you can draw stuff, right?
I don't care. Don't you worry, my man. I'm just doing my thing.
It's like R.O. Fate to Black.
So yeah. The night eventually turns over into morning, and the sun comes up over the trees, and yeah, you find yourselves out in the usual areas.
Aloy's just been standing in front of the arena gate the entire night.
So yeah, really early in the morning, the two of you, I'll do the two of you guys first. Very, very early in the morning, you see Benjamin Hyde come strutting up towards the arena. He's got a very long stride, and he walks kind of awkward, but there he is, as he just sort of like do and makes his way very swiftly across the ground towards you. And he's just like, "Oh yes, good morning. It's good to see the two of you up bright and early. Right. Good. Make your way into the arena as you like, onto the grounds area. Be sure to obviously be punctual, and you are, which is wonderful. And I'll see you in there. Good. And he makes his way off into the area, and he sort of like exits into one of the side areas and makes his way up towards the viewing deck that was at the far bottom's side. The rest of you, who would like to go first? What are you guys getting up to?
I'm gonna go get some granola from Goober before I head over to the arena.
That joke will never die.
So
I'm gonna get some for me, and I'm gonna get some for Snack, because he said he likes squishy bugs, and sometimes Goober puts squishy bugs in there.
So you go find Goober in the morning,
And I'm also gonna check Goober's junk shop for anything expensive that I could possibly trade for the bagpipes, because Goober collects a lot of shit.
You're okay. So there's you make your way into his shop. And here I'll
and I understand it's a giant rust bucket of garbage.
Early in the morning. No, and that's quite all right. And here, let's find our good boy, our sweet.
But I have a feeling he likes me because I like his granola and I pet his frog.
He definitely does like the fact that you eat his bizarre granola and you like his frog. So the two of you find your way to his area early enough in the morning, and I mean it's early, like the sun is just coming up, and the market already is pretty busy. There's a lot of people sort of like out and about, buying things, getting their usual stuff for breakfast if they need to, and
that's why I'm getting granola.
Yeah, and you find your way to Goober and Gobble's junk shop, and as you see him sort of out front, sort of like there's like a small pile of trash outside the window that he's sort of like rifling through, and he turns around and goes,
"Oh, hello. What can I do for you?"
Hey, Goober! Granola me!
It's Piffles!
It's Piffles! Granola me!
Do me.
Watch, it's Granola Bears.
Do you, what kind of roll am I doing? Is it a Constitution save?
No. I'm gonna say, which is higher, acrobatics or athletics?
My athletics is 0.
Athletics?
It's acrobatics.
Acrobatics? Do me acrobatics.
Did it go? Oh, hang on. I clicked it and nothing happened. Hang on, let me click that again. There it
is. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so
I do really good acrobatics checks.
That is a hefty modifier. That's good. Both of them 21. But yeah, so he just goes, "Okay," and throws a block of granola at you. And you like a pro, catch it, and sort of put it on the ground next to you. And he has another one.
Does she catch it in her teeth?
No. That's what the acrobatics was for. Is to see if you caught that in the face, or if you caught that with, your regular hands and stuff.
So I got 2 of them, and I'm gonna be like, "Hi, Goober. So Fipsh gave me some really neat bagpipes, and I took them over to the big rock troll guy who fixes tiny little." No, I don't. I left them with the rock troll because he doesn't look flammable, and there's no forge at his house, so I don't think they're gonna blow up. But he said he can fix them for me, but it's gonna cost like a fucking mountain of money. Do you have anything you think I could possibly trade him in your shop?
Like give to the troll?
Yeah, so I can get my bagpipes fixed.
I don't,
If they're fixed, they won't blow you up.
Yeah, you can't promise
Maybe. I can't. I can't, but they will be about 80% less splody.
Goober proving.
At least they will be predictably splody.
Goober proving he's going to live to a ripe old age.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
9.
just like, no. He kind of like looks over his shoulder at his shop.
Well, like everything in there's worth something. Just depends on who you're selling it to, you know? Some people pay more stuff for weird things.
I know he likes little trinkety type thingies that have lots of gears and moving parts.
Uh-huh. There was a
Because I
lady
think he
who
uses them to
came in
fix
here
stuff.
whose face was also a squid, and she ate a bunch of brains.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was gross.
That is gross.
Super gross. Don't like
Do you
that.
have... No.
No?
Do you have anything with little moving like parts and gears and stuff?
And he just sort of like scratches his head.
Like movie parts?
Like moving parts. Like stuff that looks like it could do a thing if it moved with stuff. Like little intricate bit thingies.
Oh, like the little clickety clacks or something.
Yeah, or the tickety talks.
Maybe. Like,
He sort of like keeps going, scratching his head. You've clearly asked him a question that he's really just is almost entirely beyond his scope. So
Can I do an investigation check around the shop?
Yeah, he actually just invites you into his shop and is like,
Okay,
we can
cool.
have like a look, see if anything comes up.
This is probably gonna be terrible because I don't think I have a very good. Nope, it's intelligence is not my strong. Yeah, intelligence is not my strong suit. It's
That's
really
okay.
not. I'm
We
terrible
found
at
the spoon,
this.
sir.
It's there's just a lot of trash in here. It's like you see, like you don't find anything that has like real like visibly anyways, like something that you think would be worth a lot to the troll, like nothing that matched sort of what he had in his shop. It definitely, yeah, like looking around, you see like there's a lot of spoons in one area, there's like a lot of jars with weird liquids in them. There's just like a lot of trash, like some bed rolls, a lot of like other sort of mishmash adventuring gear that looks like it was maybe collected from people who were dead a lot.
A lot of dead.
Like super dead. And yeah, it's just like it's just a big old fucking mishmash of garbage in here. Like some of it's useful, absolutely, but for like camping and adventuring and stuff like that.
Mm.
But in terms of other stuff, like
But nothing shiny and tickety talk.
yeah, there's not a lot of that. Not a lot of that. No, not a
Okay.
lot of like shiny stuff. I mean, like you did find those spoons. And, like, maybe if you gave a lot of spoons to the troll, you think maybe that might work.
Maybe. I'll take the spoons just in case, because more spoons.
Okay, you pick up, like, a small bucket of spoons.
Worst case scenario, I can play them on my...
And Goober kind of sitting on top of a box of stuff with his toad on his head. Just goes like,
Oh, fancy yourself a spoon gal, huh? How many do you want?
Let's take the bucket.
You want a whole bucket of spoons, eh? Oh! I gotta get that party started. Oh yeah. Okay. That's gonna be like. I'm gonna say maybe like 5 gold.
5 gold. Okay. So I'll give him 5 gold for the bucket of spoons.
Yep. You deduct 5 gold from your character sheet and
I'm the proud
put in
owner
your
of a bucket of
inventory
spoons.
a full ass bucket of spoons.
Death watch the tick.
Oh
What?
man.
What? Oh yeah, the tick. Spoon.
Oh, yeah.
Spoon. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go.
I get
So
disadvantage
I
instead
deducted
of having
that,
heavy armor.
and
You get
I'm just
disadvantage
gonna
for just
add
having too much stuff.
Having just a ton of spoons.
bucket of spoons is in my inventory now.
Mark that weight at about 20 pounds.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! Can I even carry that much?
I don't know how much can you
Yeah.
carry.
Your carrying
I
capacity
don't
is your strength score times 15.
Strength times 15. Okay, so that's not too bad then. Because
That's
I've
your
got
maximum
not the
carry.
modifier.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
That's
good.
your maximum carry.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
so
good.
you got yourself a bucket of spoons, and you got
I
it.
do.
Like you managed to sort of like get some of the straps from the clothes that you're wearing and stuff like that through like the area where the handle attaches to the side of the bucket, and now strapped to your back is a bucket of spoons. So one
We
whole
laugh
ass bucket
now.
of spoons.
And I've also got 2 bricks of granola on.
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna drop the spoons off back at my place before I go to the arena because I don't think I should take all these.
That's a good idea. Because
Damn it, I was
like.
about-
100% I was going to punish you for having a whole ass bucket of spoons on you while you were trying to do these fucking missions.
I
Nope.
was about to say, we laugh now, but those spoons are going to be the reason we win.
Magic
Throw
spoon.
a bucket of spoons at him!
Fallout's fails spoon.
Fuck!
You throw a bucket of spoons and suddenly all the orcs are blind.
Oh man.
What the fuck?
It's like the peasant cannon all over again.
Oh my god, the peasant cannon.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds
In D&D, in the old days of like D&D
Oh, yeah,
second.
somebody, like,
and
broke
3.5,
mechanics to make,
if you stacked a bunch of peasants, like basically had them all line up, and they dropped a penny, the force from dropping the penny and the other person catching it and then throwing it would actually launch the penny and make a peasant cannon.
Yeah, they were like, you can catch and throw something as a free action in a turn, so they're like, let's get all these peasants lined up, let's have them all catch and throw this one penny in a line. And then, like, the power of it going off when they're just like, oh yeah, it just traveled like 100 feet in like, you know, a half a second or something as a free action. They're like, cool, so this penny just like
Gets launched into fucking space.
turns into a railgun missile and like annihilates the side of this castle or some bullshit.
Okay,
But,
for a
like,
minute there, it sounded like it was a cannon that fired peasants.
Nope, it's a cannon made
It
of peasants.
It was it was literally a cannon made of peasants. A whole bunch of peasants basically paid to hang out together and do this stupid bullshit.
Okay,
That's-
because
that's
I was
fighter fast
picturing.
travel in 4th ed.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
picturing the Angry Marines launcher.
There's a barbarian. There's like one ability where it's like you charge, and if you kill the thing, you can make
Okay.
another charge action.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop off the spoons at my apartment though, and I'm gonna pick up my very favorite like kazoo, and it's fairly large and yellow, and I'm gonna hang it around my neck and take that to the arena.
Oh, that's adorable. All right, so you make your way over to the sort of area in your part of town, and you drop off your giant fucking bucket of spoons. Just letting that land on the ground.
Who knows? Maybe some of them are collectible.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Probably not. And yeah, you make your way along, and yeah, you make it off to the arena itself. And as you get in, there's a lot of people sort of funneling into the arena. You see like a lot of goblins from your quarter actually as you're leaving your complex to head to the arena. There's a bunch of other goblins that are coming along. They're all very excited to see what's going to be going on. And the other people that seem to be joining along with you are other folks. So, what else do we see with Rainer, your character? How's he getting?
Can I ask a quick question, Doc?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you using the encumbrance variant or just doing carrying capacity?
I'm just doing carrying capacity, and I'm just gonna kind of make it up as I go. Truth be told, like if you're over your carrying capacity, then I'm gonna start applying negatives. Like we haven't had to deal with encumbrance yet, but if it does come up, then that's something that we can look into.
Well, the 5th ed encumbrance variant is 5 times your strength score, you start taking penalties. 10 times you take bigger penalties.
Yeah.
5th, it's like. So I mean,
as long as we're all not trying to carry
a bucket of
like
spoons,
10 buckets of spoons at a time, I think we should be fine.
Well, I'm actually carrying like 123 pounds of weight right now.
But keep in mind, most of that's in your backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
True,
first
but
thing, I'm gonna
I'm going to ask my family if they're going to be there at the test.
Yeah. You ask your mom and your dad if they're going to be there, and they said, yeah, they wouldn't miss it for the world.
No.
Your mom seems very apprehensive and obviously extremely concerned, and she packs you another lunch. You have to stop her at one lunch. She may attempt to pack you more lunches. But yeah, she's obviously very concerned. Nobody's really sure what these sort of tryouts will entail. But you make your way down.
That's why I brought my kazoo.
To the thing, and your family comes along with you. As you guys make your way to the arena, obviously the attendees are required to enter the arena on the floor level, and the rest of the people who want to spectate will head into the bleachers. Keldaka, how does little Snick make his way down?
Sneck would just walk, though he would have his cloak with like hood up and everything else. Basically just trying to be as invisible as possible, just trying not to draw attention to himself as usual. Make sure he has like a small meal before he leaves, so he's not like hungry in the middle of combat or whatever else is going on, kind of deal. But yeah, he would just kind of get down there and look for a familiar face from his group mates because he knows he has to like be a part of that group.
Yeah, like you make
Aloy's
your
probably
way...
like standing near the front entrance the entire time, waiting for everyone.
Yeah, there's
So
there's
he's
people that are sort of ushering people in. There's like one or two people on the outside. Benjamin's actually standing outside the front gate now. Now that things have been prepared, and as you approach, as well as some of the other orcs from that group, he ushers you guys within the actual arena itself, and tells you to go and stand with the rest of your teammates in the center of the arena area, in front of the high balcony. Palanthir, I imagine that Caleb makes his way down there as well.
Actually, he's going to wake up a little bit early, and he's going to take that little statue that he has with him over to, heck, I forgot his name, the Stone Troll.
Oh, to Par.
Yeah, to Par.
Yeah. So you enter in Par's establishment very early in the morning. As you sort of open the door, most of the like lights and candles and lanterns and stuff like that haven't been lit, and he's sort of very tiredly sitting there behind his desk. His eyes sort of creak open as he sees you come in and goes, yes, you from yesterday. How can I help you?
It's actually more of a case of I'm interested in helping out the one who brought in the exploding bagpipes.
Oh, really?
Yes. It actually has to concern with her payment. Now, looking around, this place looks very nice. However, what I feel like it needs is a little touch of class, and I think I know how to do that.
Oh, man, roll me persuasion.
Okay, 1 second.
Because you're like, this place could use some class. And he's like, hey. those are my feelings. You get a solid 20.
He's right. You are good tonight.
That's true. All I have in here are tools and things that I make. I haven't put any decorations up. That's a very good point.
Well, I think I have something that just might help. And with that, he'll just put on the desk a small statue of a red dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Made from some type of red stone.
We got a raid.
Yeah, we did. We did get a raid. Bioweapon. Bioweapon Irem. Hello. Welcome with you three folks. Welcome to Evil Incorporated. We're running ourselves a monster campaign.
The Black King.
And thank you for the Thank you so much. As you're standing in his shop, and you sort of like bring the statue out, it's a very ornate red dragon statue hewn from a very strange red stone. And you place it on the table, and he furrows his brow, and he looks down close at it, and he sort of ticks a few of the like little sort of lenses on his glasses to down, and so that he can really get a good magnification on it. And he leans in very closely. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Bio. Oh goodness. Oh, Rainer gifted it. Thank you, Rainer, for gifting that subscription to him. Hooray! And as he examines the statue over, he doesn't touch it, but he instead sort of like moves his head from one side to the other and gives it a sniff, and again kind of examines it from as many angles as he can from one side of the room with his immensity. And he goes, "I haven't seen anything like this before, truth be told. It looks very old. Where did you find it?"
There was a noble in, how is it pronounced again? Egras?
Egras.
Yeah, there was a noble in Egras that owed me a favor. He didn't have much in the way of coin at the time. Investments tied up in red tape, that sort of thing. So he gave this to me as a form of payment.
Human stuff, huh? That's very
Yes.
rare.
Yeah,
I do
just-
like that.
Yeah, Caleb says, yes, you'd be surprised how easy it is for me to pull off human.
He kind of looks at you and goes, "Ah ha 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 ha." The building shakes slightly as he laughs, and he kind of like picks it up between two of his fingers and examines it again, sort of turning it around. He looks at the bottom of it, and he's sort of confused a little bit as he's looking at the bottom. "I don't know of a place called Oron. You ever heard of it?"
Cannot say I have, no.
And he kind of like turns the bottom towards you, and there's some writing there, most of which has been sort of worn off and scratched out. But the word Oron is made out on the bottom.
Oron.
Yeah. And he goes, "I could give you..." And he scratches his massive chin, and like a piece of gravel or two comes off. And he goes, "I'd say 250 for this. That's half what the goblin owes me."
True, that is half. However, I don't know, the impression that the nobleman gave me, he made it sound like it was worth at least 3 times that.
I mean, it could be, but I'm not a museum, kid. This is where I make trinkets and other things. Now, I'll definitely buy it off you to spruce up the shop. Like I could put it on a shelf over here, and he sort of like puts it up on a shelf and kind of like gives it a little push so that it like sits nicely on the shelf with the tip of his finger, and he's like, "I think it looks rather fetching." I would say give me because your persuasion was like a solid 20. You know what? I'm gonna let you ride that instead of rolling again. I'm gonna say we're gonna let that one ride. And he kind of like squints at it, kind of looks at it in the light. "I could go as high as 3. Then the little one had only owed me 2, and she's already got 1.
I can do 3.
All right. So 300 off of her pipe situation, is that right?"
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right. What did you say your name was?
Caleb.
Caleb, you're a good man. And he like reaches down with like the end of his finger again, very gingerly sort of offers it to you to shake.
All right, and with my hand, I will shake the finger.
Yep, yeah, and he like, shakes up and down. He gives you a big nod. Good. All right. Now, you don't want to be late for your business, so you best be on your way.
I'll relay the message to her, and thank you very much, sir. Just gives a quick bow and leaves the store.
Have a good one. And he continues to sort of grumble and grum his way in the store. So yes, I do believe that's everyone. Yes. Everyone's met. Oh yes, and yeah. So then, as everybody makes their way into the arena, and I'm gonna sort of move the camera down. Now you can see along the sides of the arena, there are just a ton of like goblins and kobolds. You can see in the bottom side over to the left, you can see one of the trolls from Grey's is sitting in the bleachers there. I have to zoom this out a little bit. You see like there's orcs off to one side and like a troll or two and a bunch of like, and mostly the races kind of like stick together, but they've mixed a little bit. And they ask you to effectively orient yourselves in the front of this field. Now we're not rolling for initiative, so I won't make you do that just now. But as you guys make your way to this frontal area here, you can see that there's like this large balcony up near the top. And there appears to be no one there. But the rest of you sort of gather into this space that's in the field right here. So you guys are sort of standing in this area, and there's like some orcs that are over here, and the turtles are there, and you see that group of kobolds. They're standing off behind you a little bit, and sort of everyone's just sort of together in the field, waiting for the approach. And as everyone finishes sort of getting into the bleachers and getting themselves settled in and whatnot, you see entering in at the top, right here in the center of this space, the Black King, which is a rare occurrence. Actually, let's just... Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put him right there, and we're gonna, and then we'll do a picture so you guys can get like a closer look. He's huge. So
he's the size of the wall. It's no longer Attack on Titan, it's Attack on the Black.
The Black fucking shit.
Attack on Bone Daddy.
Bone Daddy appears before his subjects.
Yeah.
Cheat.
So he sort of like walks very, very gingerly almost to that space in the center, and when he speaks, it doesn't. It's less a sound and more it fills the arena with almost a magical sense, a magical feel to it. And you can see, standing about maybe 10 feet away from him to his left, is Benjamin Hyde. Everyone's favorite skull.
Grunkle Bone.
Grunkle Bones.
Grunkle Bones!
And the king sort of raises his hand, and the murmur across the crowd sort of draws to a still silence.
My children, thank you for coming. As you are aware, we're having this event to determine if any of you will be capable and worthy to go to the surface to handle more delicate matters in the name of our collective kingdom.
People, like there's like that like yee across the audience as people like want to cheer, but like nothing is being said yet. And the chat goes wild, apparently.
Bone daddy, bone daddy, bone daddy, bone daddy.
There's just a lot of daddy talk in the chat. I mean, why not?
A lot of daddy talk in the
Yeah,
chat.
you guys are all part of the kingdom. Yeah.
King Daddy.
So then, as there's a light murmur, he does continue.
I guess Cutie's the one Kitsune in all of Optimath.
I mean, she may very well be. You haven't seen her yet, but she may make an appearance soon.
Yeah.
You, those who wish to be worthy who stand before us here, before we have begun, have already showed tremendous courage. As I'm sure any of you know, the surface world is more than a little dangerous. Many who have ventured there have not returned. Many who have ventured here do so out of safety from the Empire.
There is a chorus of boos that comes across the audience here. Hold on. Here we go. Ooh. There's a bunch of skeletons going like, ooh.
Oohing.
There you go.
If any of you were paying attention when he mentioned the Empire, Talrin's eye flames would have done a little bit of a like intensification.
Yeah, they flare up a little bit, and you almost see a very similar reaction from the king as he speaks.
So before we have begun, I wish to say to you, my brave citizens, my children, thank you for coming here.
Yeah.
What?
What is it? What's that?
Look at the chat.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Calendros.
There's always a bunch of nudists in
Like stands there looking like someone hit him with a 2x4. Snake is very happy to be here.
What'd chat do? I'm scared to ask this, but what did chat do?
Calandros just said there's always a bunch of nudists at these events.
Yep.
Anyways.
Your first test will not be one of combat, but one of survival. Can you, when sent to the surface to search for important things used to aid our kingdom, to keep our people alive, how will you handle those situations? Your first test will be to enter these forests.
And he gestures towards the woods that are just outside of the massive arena.
And find for us one pendant.
And he raises his hand, and there's almost like a hologram, like a large magical image of a great golden pendant with a big blue
Shiny.
gem in the middle of it. It appears. First person chain to subscribe. Thank you. Yay. Twitch Prime. 17 months. Woo woo. But yeah, so this big image of this this pendant and this great necklace sort of appears and floats in the air and turns around.
I will give you no other clues other than it exists in these woods. The first to bring it back gets points.
Then there's like a The Tortolans look a little nervous because getting things quick might not be their strong suit, but they are obviously still like, you know, giving each other a bit of a reassurance. The orcs look very, very confident in their ability to do this, though they may be a bit disappointed that it's not killing stuff. Kobolds, definitely the kobolds are very excited about this.
I'm very excited about this.
During this time, you will be encouraged to do as you will. All other citizens in our kingdom are forbidden to aid you when this challenge begins. You may face each other, you may help each other, you may do as you will. You may, when in these woods, find obstacles.
And he waves a hand, and a skeleton comes into being on the ground, just sort of at the bottom of the balcony. It is not a dangerous looking skeleton, but it's wearing like a shitty rusty helmet, and it's got like a rusty crumbly sword in one hand, and around its neck is hanging a little sign, and it says enemy across it.
Shit.
Yes.
There may be times when you will face certain adversity on the surface. These will be sprinkled among the woods to give you just that, among other things.
Then the skeleton sort of dissolves and evaporates back into the ground.
You all have until sundown. Go. Find this pendant, the first to bring it back to this arena and present it to me wins the first round.
Mercenary, there is no such thing.
At least they don't have to face rodents. Yeah, I don't believe they exist. Rodents of unusual size.
Okay, so...
And with that, he raises his right hand, and there's like a great big magic, like... And almost like a bit of a fireworks comes off from his hand, signaling the begin. The kobolds and the orcs and everybody immediately dash towards the exits of the arena on all sides. The Tortolans stand there for like a solid 3 seconds and then go, oh, and then start trudging slowly towards one of the exits.
Come on, guys, let's go.
I will
that
look over.
Is where we're gonna call it for tonight.
Oh.
Womp womp.
Womp,
This should.
Bro.
Bro.
I actually wanted to cast a spell that wasn't just cleaning up our Goblin Bard's hands.
You light my fire,
I was a
Daddy.
huge
No.
disaster.
Yeah, so we're gonna be back at this again, hopefully next Thursday.
Yeah.
Barring any like catastrophe, we'll be back at it again next Thursday, doing our continuation of this campaign into our first trial, returning the amulet.
Yes.
Something tells me we're going to be relying heavily on Chompers for this one.
Oh, that's
I
the
was about to
thing.
say, did you choose this looking at my character sheet, Doc?
I'm not gonna. I don't want to say anything. I didn't choose anything for anyone in specific, but I did choose things that weren't necessarily combat. That could do, obviously let certain people shine here and there.
Well, my intelligence and wisdom are both very low, so looking and searching for things is not gonna be my forte.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like I said, like it's not just gonna be looking for stuff. There's gonna be lots of other things involved.
Acrobatics checks.
I am currently glad I put my intelligence ability scores to all be a minimum of 14.
Yeah, it works.
MB.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our first episode of our sort of community campaign that we've got here at Evil Incorporated in the Chronicles of Autometh, the B-side campaign. I have been your DM, Connell Macbeth, better known in the nerd community as Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terrawat, and we have going down our list here, Estebane.
The Black
Hey.
King. Welcome.
Playing Talrand, our skeleton archer. We have Raynor.
Hey.
Playing Drakiar, our draconian sorcerer. We have Keldaka Grey.
Hi, Snack. Snack, hi.
Playing Sneck, our kobold cleric. We have Quad.
I want to be on the D team.
Just running into the field, give them the D. Playing our Warforged warrior. We have Palanthir.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to say something witty at this point, aren't we?
No, you can just say bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, let's just be playing Caleb Mistral, our Air Genasi, and Ambisaurus.
Piff!
Playing Piffles the Goblin.
Ahoy.
And I wanted to say
Goblin
thank you
Bard.
everyone so much for coming on out and watching
Bard.
this. Thank you for seeing this stuff, for watching, for your donations, for your follows, your bits, everything. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal. This is the end of our Friday stream, and we only got about a 10th of the way towards
Thursday.
getting me in a...
Thursday.
oh no, we have all of
Thursday
tomorrow
stream.
to get... I thought I was free of getting into a maid outfit. Shit. I made
Do
a
it.
mistake.
Do
It's not
it.
going to happen, Doc.
We have it.
It
Oh, I know
really
it's not gonna
isn't.
happen because fucking Salt doesn't have the goddamn stones to donate that money to put me in a maid outfit for a stream. By
If I
gosh,
remember
by
correctly,
golly.
I'm the only one who can afford that, and I'm not doing it.
Good
Well,
for you.
Either way, thank you so much everyone for everything that you've been able to give to us. Like even the small $10, $20 donations have been absolutely amazing. Even the $5 donations, obviously it all adds up. It helps out tremendously in keeping us running here. For those of you who give your actual real life money to help me run this, I'm deeply appreciative. Thank you so much. And until next time, I have been your DM for this evening. You guys take care of yourselves. You be nice to each other, and have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow we got the Pokemans.
End of
Pokemon!
line.
Now go to